Got an intro set up for this?
No,
I get no flashy neon lights.
Oh, you want that?
No promo card?
You want me to do like a cold open? Like, oh, ladies and gentlemen, coming to the stage. That's that shit. Well, they saw you already, like on episode 2 or 3. When we did that about a year ago, and you were promoting your comic book brand, Unstoppable Comics. I thought we weren't promoting today.
No, we're not. We're just shooting the shit.
We shooting the shit, which is odd because you fucking send me a text like at least once a week when we do the podcast. So I'm like, he must have something to promote, or he just loves hearing the sound of his own voice.
I love to hear the sound of my own voice. Let me tell you. You sounded smooth though. You sounded velvety. I love that.
You said velvety. I don't even know. That sounds kind of fucking cool. Like Velvet Jones. I want to be a hoe.
But no, dude. You know what? It's like we got to get into this. We got to get into the swing of this. I've been doing a lot of podcasts. I tried hosting my own stuff, but I feel I'm not the host. You know what I mean? Oh. Not that I'm the Ed McMahon either, but
wait, you're hosting your own podcast?
I was, yeah. I got a few already in the bank. I got 4 in the bank. I want to get a few more. I want to get those, that repertoire. I want to get that on-screen communication.
Yeah, you got to take the rust off. Yeah, right.
Right. So the ones that I already got in the bank, those are not good enough to be, the very first episode. Right. You want to come up with something that you're already in the flow of. Right. And then you make that the first one, and then you follow up with those. And lucky enough, the people that I've been talking to, they don't have anything that needs to be immediately promoted or anything like that. We've just been talking about comic books and toys and stuff like that. But I have more fun when I'm on the other side, when I'm not the host of something, when I could just jump into somebody's podcast. We talk about whatever topic. G.I. Joe, toys, collecting, comics, movies.
Okay. Well, why can't you do that as the host?
I don't feel it's as fun.
You feel like
I feel if I'm in the host seat, I'm a different person.
Okay.
Like I'm asking clinical questions, and I'm like,
you think you're overdoing it as a host?
Kind of
too hosty.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay. Well.
Yeah. I'm like I'm early Jon Stewart, not. Remember when he had that show on Fox? His nighttime show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck. Well, I mean, but dude, it's still a good experience, and you have more control of the topics and who comes on, and then you get the burn and maybe the advertising money, all that other shit. So you should really consider it because then.
No, I'm not stopping it. I'm not going to stop it. I'm not going to stop it just yet.
You end up like that indie wrestler that comes to every fucking show with his bag. I got my gear in the car. Can I be on today? You got a spot for me? Did somebody miss a fight? I got my gear in the car. You don't have to give me no pizza. I just want to be on. I just want to wrestle.
Yeah.
You on the podcast window like, yo, I see an empty spot. You using that mic?
It's funny. Funny thing about that, we're making fun of it, right?
Yeah,
we're joking about it. But yesterday I heard a story of that type of setup without work for somebody. So there was a duo who used to do the opening jingles to a lot of cartoons, and they would do it for free. They went to DiC, which is in Canada. They went to different animation studios, and they're like, listen, we'll do your opening jingle for free. We just want to keep the publishing rights, and they work their way through the network. The 2 guys who were doing that were Chaim Saban and Shuki Levy, the guys who ended up doing Power Rangers. And
there's a Power Ranger jingle? Like Go Power
Ranger?
No,
but the guys who started up the Power Ranger stuff here, right?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Right. They were doing the jingles to all these cartoons that we know. Like almost every cartoon in the 80s that we listened to was a free jingle that these 2 guys did just so they can get the experience and they can keep the publishing rights. But the money they made from doing that and keeping the publishing rights went to buy the fucking Power Rangers, or at least transfer that footage over and build that shit up. And the guy's a multi-billionaire after selling to Hasbro. selling to Disney, buying it back from Disney, and then selling it to Hasbro. All for doing shit for free. So
that's what I've been telling you to do for years. I've been telling you that shit for years. I told you, yo, knock on Marvel's door, but like, I just want to write for you guys. Look, I've done shit. Check out my shit.
I did.
Oh, you did? What'd they say?
Yeah, Marvel, DC. What do you think I was going to conventions for, dude?
Nah. You went out there swinging your big fat cock, and you were like, "Yo, look at my booth. Check this shit out. I got these things. I got the same comic from 3 years ago, but it's a different color. Buy it now."
So we're going there. All right, we're going there.
We got tchotchkes. We got tchotchkes, baby.
Yeah, no, I got you. I got you. NWA cyberspace. I got you. No, I got you.
I'm just saying, man. Don't worry. I always told you got to fucking go out there and network with these people, man. And you just tell them, hey, man, I want to work with you. I got these ideas. Let me just come on. No cash.
We didn't even wait to the end of the podcast. You came out firing already. All right, don't worry about it. I wasn't prepared for this. So there's no.
You fucking think I was interviewing you? We did that already. Nobody watched it.
I know. I didn't even watch it.
Like, you didn't watch it.
Sold those books.
This motherfucker, yo, he don't even follow me on social media. He don't follow me on
Are you kidding me?
Yo, I just subscribed to the Unstoppable Comics channel.
I follow you on everything.
You don't follow you don't have a subscription.
I follow Derek Gordon, the Midnight Hustle.
You don't follow
whatever
Midnight
other
Hustle.
One that you got.
You don't follow. Of course I do. No, you don't.
Of course I do.
I'm gonna look. I'm gonna check. I guarantee you don't follow. Go fucking follow it now.
I don't know where the fucking phone is.
Forget it.
Oh, I got the phone over here. Yeah, of course I follow Midnight Hustle. What are we on right now? Are we on Midnight Hustle? Saturday night's main event?
Yeah.
What are we on now? Right?
Yeah, I'm gonna get a Midnight Hustle flag. Relax.
Right. This is the episode where Corporal Kirchner beat Macho Man, right?
This is Nikolai Volkov in a flag match.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You gonna have Al Perez run out the back for a second or something? Come on. Yeah, wrestling. If you could pull up Al Perez. Yeah.
Speaking of YouTube channels, all right, and I'm not doing this to give you a slow stroke. I'm just so you sent me a text the other day. You're like, oh, you've been buying toys, and then you said you were creating a YouTube channel.
Classic vintage stuff. Yeah.
All right, so tell me, explain that to me, because I was like, oh, that's cool. You found that Clark Kent figure, then you found the Chewbacca, and I'm like, why are you going to thrift stores buying old toys? And you told me it was for
you know what? Well, so Glenda loves to do, the missus loves to do this antiquing stuff, right? She finds stuff, she refurbishes, and she sells it on eBay or Etsy or stuff like that. That's her hobby. That's her thing. It's her jam. So, I just got tired of sitting in the car while she was doing this stuff. So I went into one day. I'm like, oh, look, there goes an old G.I. Joe. Oh, that's cool. That's cute, right? Not enough to buy it, even though it was in a bag for like $2 or $3. I'm like, that's nice. That's interesting. And then one day I went and I found a fucking Kenner Superpower Clark Kent mail-away figure. Now, if anybody knows about the Superpowers, it was a pretty big toy line from DC Comics in the 1980s.
Okay.
Right? And they had a little action feature. You squeeze the legs and the characters will punch. So this exclusive figure was only a mail away. It was not something you were able to find in retail shelves. By the time I got enough points together to mail out for that figure, the promotion was over. Right? We weren't rich. We weren't buying figures all the time. It was every once in a while we'd get something. So that's not that that's my holy grail, but that's something I always wanted. Right? And then here I am and walking the aisles with her in this antique shop, and I see him in a bag with other gimmicks, and he's going for like $3. I'm like, are you kidding me? I snatched him right off the shelf. I paid him, and felt like I stole it.
You could have. It's a thrift shop.
That's one of my collector pieces.
Okay.
Yeah, dude.
You just fucking swipe that shit. $3.99.
There's bad karma. I know, but there's bad karma in that, dude.
Dude, anyways, that's an indoor garage sale. Nobody gives a fuck about that.
So, aside from that, though, I found a Smurf. I don't know. You remember that we used to get those little PVC Smurfs?
PVC Smurfs.
Yeah. All right.
Like the rubber ones that don't move. They were just like a little keychains.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So, I find this Clark Kent figure, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh, could I find anything else? in a different shop we went to a few days later. Oh, excuse me, a weekend later, and this the Smurf looked odd. I remember the way they looked. Whatever, I picked it up. I sold it for $25 on eBay.
Wait, you
It's
sold the
something.
Smurf?
I sold the Smurf. It was an island Smurf. He was different. He had, he wasn't dressed like the normal blue and white colors. I'm like, but that's the style that those Smurfs used to come in.
Okay.
And not that it was janky, had a little bit of paint wear, but it looked good and it was different. When I looked it up on eBay, I'm like, oh my God, this thing goes for some bank. For $2 at a thrift shop. Yeah, thanks. Give me. And whatever. We turned it over, we flipped it. And then I ended up eventually also finding original version 1, 1979 or 77, Chewbacca Star Wars figure. And I was like, at a thrift shop for $3. These are things that you're not going to find anymore. And for the people that are collecting toys, I don't know, things are like bonkers, bananas. They're off the wall with not having a KB or a Toys R Us or even small mom and pop shops, with all being Amazon or Target exclusive or a Walmart exclusive. These guys, it's like they got no jobs, man. They're at these shops at 7 o'clock in the morning, waiting for the stores to open up. They're paying the stock boys in the back to hold on for a package for them, or when something comes in, and you're never going to find it, right?
Yeah.
It's like it's scalp hunters world at this moment. So while everybody's finding that stuff, here I am. I'm finding things that I liked when I was a kid, things that I wanted when I was a kid, and things that other people apparently want. And so I'll leave the scalpers, out there to the Targets and the Walmarts, finding all that new stuff. I'm happy with this stuff.
So
Plus,
let me get
it's $2 or $3, bro. It's
what's the loss? So all right, so hold on. So you're not like in like a figure hunter. So like you don't look for like the variant pops. You're not looking for like the special edition jacks. That's we don't do that no more. And plus they mass produce. That's why they have the variants out there. The chases are hard to find.
Right.
But you go into thrift stores, you find the old school shit when they weren't mass producing, the rarities. Now, is it with the intention to flip, or is it like you want to keep it and play with it?
Well, no, that Clark Kent piece, that's my piece. You know what I mean? That's
for you.
That's for me. But like the other stuff, it's like, oh man, I know there's other people that are our age that are into this stuff, that may have wanted it, that have money now, that probably didn't have money way back when, or had their little brother that messed it up, right? Or had that older cousin or somebody that took it in the backyard and blew it up with a firecracker, right? And it was their piece. And these are the people that they're looking for stuff on eBay. You know what? I found it. I spent a little bit of gas money, but I'm also making a day out of it with the missus. So, flipping it on eBay, I'm breaking even. Yeah. It's not like I'm making bank on it. I can't retire on a Chewbacca.
You fucking sold a Smurf for $25, man. That's a good flip.
Fucking Smurf, dude.
What does that Clark Kent go for?
About 70.
70? Wow.
Yeah.
But
so can I afford it? Of course I can afford it.
How long are you gonna hold on to it?
Do I want to buy it? What's up?
How long are you gonna hold on to it for?
Oh, I don't know. I still got my classic Batmobile from that set.
Get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Which one? I can't remember what that. It wasn't the Adam West Batmobile.
No. It was like a dark blue, like a royal blue and black, and you used to hit the dashboard, and the bumper would come out like a battering ram, and then you hit the gear shifter, and like claws would come out the back.
Oh yeah. I know, right? Because didn't Joker have like a layer that was made of rocks, and he would drive through it, and the shit would just like crumble like Legos and shit? Okay, I know.
Yeah. So. So I got that piece. So I got, a few off pieces. It's not like I got space for that stuff anyway. Most of my merch is the books and the shirts. He's one of our shirts.
I know, right? Dude. You're like the fucking Kevin Smith of comics. Like you only wear your own merch.
Dude, I was so pissed off that he got skinny because I was like, I was pitching myself as Kevin Smith stuntman, but now he lost the fucking weight. I'm like, well, there goes that job.
Maybe you gotta make some Unstoppable Comics hockey jerseys and shit like that. I don't know.
Maybe. But yeah, so my closets are filled with that merch and stuff.
So, but now you said you're doing a YouTube channel. So like there's a big market, a virtual market for unboxing or unwrapping shit that you find in a thrift store.
Dude, they love that stuff online. I know it sounds weird, but I wouldn't. Dude, there's stuff online where people are watching other people play video games.
Yo,
Like,
dude, I know.
we
It's
used to do
crazy.
that in the room when we were kids. Okay, you died.
Kids, we're fucking adult. We're in our 20s when we do it in our 30s.
I know, and it's like, how are they getting over with this? But they're getting over, bro. People are playing fucking on Twitch 24-hour marathons of a video game.
I don't get it.
I've heard some people died doing that. I'm like, come on.
Yo, Nico sits down, he watches like Fortnite or Call of Duty. I'm like, why are you just fucking play the game? Why are you watching them do it?
Exactly.
I don't get it. Yeah, man, I don't know. That shit just blows my mind. And then I've seen the unboxing, but it's always been like Loot Crate. And you're like, all right, well, I got this package this month, and this variants, this stuff, this autograph. So I'm gonna unbox it here and see what comes out the box and show you. And it's usually a good thing for like Loot Crate because it gets more subscribers. Like, oh shit,
it's nice. It's what's the surprise?
Right. What's the surprise? And what are they offering? But for I don't know. I'm just trying to understand why people want to see. And no offense to your channel, obviously, because if there's fucking people watching, that's great. But say, oh well, I went to a thrift store. That's like me fucking coming home like, yo, I'm about to unpack my groceries. Who wants to see this? Oh shit, got pork chops on sale.
Dude, voyeurism is such a fucking big thing, dude.
Yeah, that's just wild. Yeah. Let me just say, you can be a hand model because I saw the little fucking things you do.
I like that, right? Yes. Yeah, that's years of applying lotion, buddy.
All he saw was Jay like, oh, I'm opening this fucking thing here.
And then you saw all the hair on the arms. Right? You're like,
dude, the knuckle hairs was in high definition. He's like, look, the legs, you do this and his arms move. Oh, look, finger him in the asshole a little bit.
But dude, how perfect was that action feature? That shit was tight.
It was. I don't know you talking about tight, but a finger. He's like, the joints is still good. Just squeeze it harder. Squeeze harder. You see now his arm. That's because he was uncomfortable with the way you were touching it. He was like, yo, dude, enough. Yo, stop. All right, ridiculous. Enough.
So don't talk about the time I took it into the bath with me then. That's not.
We don't speak about that here. All right.
Okay. I mean, because it's big enough, the tub is big enough for two, or me with toys. They explore.
Yeah, you lost me already. I'm gonna drink to that. What do you drink? You drinking anything?
Right now I'm not.
See this?
I'm not.
Oh,
what are you drinking?
Too much light in here.
No,
I don't know.
That's too much. That's bright.
Yeah, it's bright.
Shasta?
No, this is my neighbor put me onto this beer. It's called Golden Road Mango Cart. It's an IPA. It's mango wheat ale.
I won't drink an IPA. Sorry.
You drink everything.
No, of course I drink everything but IPA.
Why not? I thought you were the IPA fucking king.
I can't stand IPAs.
All right, this shit is good.
You give me an IPA, I'll throw it in your fucking face.
You know me, I love Mick Ultras, and this is delicious.
I know. Yeah. I'd rather drink a Mick Ultra than an IPA.
Whatever. That's just good shit.
Give me a lager. All right, hold on. No. If you're listening and you're a man, right? Drink a lager.
Fuck that shit.
Drink a stout.
Disgusting.
Shit. Drink a fucking Pilsner. All right? A Hefeweizen.
A what?
A wit beer.
What the fuck is a Hefeweizen?
Knows you don't Hefeweizen, really?
Dude, you got me. You lost me at Haifa.
Okay. Anyways, let's let people talk about it in the comments. But yeah, no, I can't stand IPAs.
Okay.
Pompous, arrogant son of a bitch. All right.
Fucking this fucking snooty beer. Fucking. I don't even.
Listen, if I want fruit, I'll drink a fucking juice. All right. If I want something that tastes sweet, I have a goddamn milkshake. A fucking beer is supposed to taste like a fucking beer.
Dude, I've seen the beers you drink. Those Sam Adams taste like ass.
Sam Adams does not taste like.
You know what the Sam Adams tastes like? You know what those fucking those what are they called? The lagers are? Like think of a rainy fucking day, and then you go to a baseball field, and it's been raining for 2 days straight. Then you take a straw, you go to the third base line, you suck the mud off the fucking thing. That's what a fucking lager tastes like.
That's what a man would do. That's what a man would do. Sliding into third, you eat that fucking mud. Yes or no?
Dude, it sounds like you're an ass eater, aren't you? You like sliding to third, eat that mud. Don't wipe that ass. Don't take a shower. Give me that fucking all day funk.
Listen, buddy, when you're going down on your lady, sometimes you got to visit the neighbor. That's all I got to say.
Listen, that's God's fault that he put the fucking snack bar next to the shit house. So, anywho, so you got people
house when you live on the lower level. Go ahead. What's up?
So you got people subscribing to this channel. Like, you trying to make a real deal out of this?
We got, it's a fun thing more than anything else.
I'm just wondering why it's not an Unstoppable Comics production. Why you just like, oh, it could be like a spinoff.
Unstoppable. It's in there, and I'm trying to reach a different market than the comic books.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? We've been doing comic books for quite a while now, and besides books, we got the shirts, we got the shot glasses, yes, like the tchotchkes, like you said. And the toys, that's still within the Venn diagram. You know what I mean? But the toy market is huge, man. I mean, when you look at it, when G.I. Joe first came out, they sold over 200,000 Cobra Commanders in the early 80s.
You've done your fucking research.
Damn right I have.
Here. Okay, no, go ahead.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Right. They sold over 200,000 Cobra Commanders. Those people are still out there buying toys. You know what I mean? And they got more money than they did when they were kids. So are some of them going to try to reclaim their childhood? Yeah. But there are those people that still stayed that course. They still followed G.I. Joe. They still followed Star Wars when those figures got re-released in the 90s. It was a strong re-release
even now
in the 90s.
They're doing it now, and they look better than ever. Have you seen them?
The black cards.
Oh my God, I love them. Yeah.
But then, I even like the classic card style with the figures that we used to collect, the 1/18 scale, right? Or 3 3/4 inches. And wow.
Yeah, not fucking around.
There you go. I like that. You know what I want? I want the Boba with the dad belly. That's the one that I want.
The what?
And the the way he showed up. Yeah.
With the samurai fucking.
Yeah. Give me that Boba. All
right.
I'll take that Boba. But I got a bunch of the 4-inch ones. The Mandalorian figures and stuff like that. And
they come 4-inch, or you just measured it to your penis? You're like, yep, that's about 4 inches.
Yeah. I said, if my junk is bigger than this, oh my God, it's definitely 4 inches. 6 inches. I got nothing to measure.
Oh,
that's why I don't collect them. Yeah. Like, oh, what size is this? So, but Transformers were never my thing. The big robot stuff, I never really got into. My jam was always that scale.
Yeah.
When Jax came out with the wrestlers for a while, they were nice, but it's not something that I was into.
So what would you collect now? Like based on what's currently out there, would you like the Star Wars figures? Would you go and get damn, man, I didn't have IG-88 and Boss back in the days. Let me go get those guys because they look better now. There's more detail to them. Or you rather go on the hunt for the old shit that you couldn't have bought in the 70s or the 80s and say, yo, now that I'm an adult, I can afford that, like you're saying before, and get it mint on card because there's something you want to have in your possession. Getting this is a replica, a fucking awesome replica.
Right. No, that's great. That's beautiful.
But having that original, like you said, the LJNs, I would love a Macho Man Randy Savage on an old LJN card where you can't fucking move that fucker. But it's just like, had I known back then, I would have kept him in that mint condition. Right. But right now, I'm collecting, stopped collecting, but I was collecting the NECAs. NECA's got some awesome fucking designs, especially when the horror guys. So, I picked up like the Friday the 13th, the Michael Myers, the Trick or Treat, the Commando. I mean, some dope shit. And I think they released like a Rocky line too. So I got Apollo Creed, Clubber Lang, Rocky, all this other shit. And I'm just like, what am I gonna do with this now? And I'm like, do I say I'm 45 years old? I'm not gonna play with them. I know that there's value to them, and I bought them for like $20 each. They're already worth over $100 each. Like, do I sell them? Do I still keep it for sentimental value? Do I sell it 15 years from now?
Of course. Like, all right. So we spoke about the superpowers being my jam, but before that, it was G.I. Joe. I lived on G.I. Joe. Mm-hmm. I'll see them if I see classic stuff. I'm really not going to pick it up. That was my thing. I've had it before. I ran through that experience with it. If there's something that I think that's worth something, I'll pick it up to flip it, but it won't be a display piece.
What about, so you said Joes were your jam. I love Joes because, and as much as I love Star Wars, I used to have my Joes wrestle because you can move them. They would bend the knees. They had the fucking Kung Fu grip and all that shit. Swivel arms. But they just released like the G.I. Joe Classified series. Have you seen those?
That's what's hard to find, dude. That's one of those things you can't. So there's something that goes to that also. When the last G.I. Joe movie that came out, the one where The Rock was in it, you remember that one?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So there was a big scheduling mishap, and the movie got pushed back, but the figures came out. So by the time the movie came out, there were no figures to coincide with the movie because reorders weren't going down. They were sitting on the shelves, and whoever had them, being Toys R Us and Target at the time, they pushed them out. They were pretty much clearance by the time the movie came out.
Oh,
all right.
Shit.
So now you got this new Snake Eyes movie that was supposed to come out with Henry Golding in the lead of Snake Eyes. So the classified wave was supposed to be a secondary wave with that movie. So the movie was going to get its own line of figures based on those in the movie. And these classifieds were tie-ins, right? Kind of like, for argument's sake, if they do a Spider-Man movie, right? And you got Spider-Man figures, but then they'll throw in the B or the C characters along that line to piggyback, right? Because maybe collectors would have wanted it. Right. So that's what the classified line was. But COVID happened. And that movie got pushed back and pushed back and pushed back. Well, you've got these figures now that are taking up room in the fucking warehouse, right? It's costing them money to store it. So they will put it out, and they did not have a SKU number to be tied into these figures for a movie. So they didn't get, 4 feet worth of space to pitch that movie. They didn't even get half of that, 2 feet worth of space. So they were given what's called an orphan SKUs. When these classified figures first came out, they were just coming out in a end cap shelf packaging, right? So it was a big cardboard box that you hang on the metal rack on the side of the aisle, just to push them. There was no place for them on the shelves, and it wasn't until the holidays that they started getting their own SKUs. But even their own SKUs, they got maybe 3 if they were lucky in Target, right? Because why, if you're the business people, why order something that is not getting a marketing push like a movie?
Right.
So they ordered the base amounts, and nothing was getting reordered. So you got a supply and demand issue. Is there a larger inventory out there that's waiting to be tied into the movie? Yeah, because why is it that we're getting constant releases on different waves? I think that classified line is on its 3rd or 4th wave
already
of releases at this point, right? These things were made, right? These things were made. Who knows if they were to be released early on, and they were just letting them go sporadically until the release of the movie.
But you realize how the business has changed, because when we were growing up, we were kids. We wanted those Joes. We were like, I want to play with this fucking tank and this fucking aircraft carrier and shit. I want all these Joes, Shipwreck, Gung Ho, Duke, all these cats, right? Now, kids don't do that anymore. Kids are too fucking, they're on their phones. They're like, yeah, action figures, I don't fuck with that. So now they're selling to us again, saying, oh, by the way, back in the day, yeah, we didn't have the molds. We couldn't design these. So now they're still fucking selling to us. It's for us. Right. It's not for my children. They don't give a fuck about them. And then they don't even think about the value or collecting. Meanwhile, we'll tell them, yo, put that in the box. And it's not going to be worth shit because, like I said, mass production. But I don't know, man. It's just like I find myself grabbing shit like impulse buying. Like it's hit me in the heart. It's hit me in the emotions. Yes. And I'm like, yo, I gotta have that. Oh, it looks so much. That Boba Fett looks so much better than that little Boba Fett that would just bend over like this in the fucking jetpack. You hit the button and shit. That looks like they shrunk down the dude from the TV show. And I'm dying to play with him. I'm 45 fucking years old. Can you imagine me playing with it? That means I get no more pussy if my wife sees me fucking around with these action figures on the floor. I don't know how that works out for you.
Maybe you married the wrong woman, but I'm not gonna go any further into that. I hope she doesn't see this. Wow. I hope she doesn't see this episode.
Wow.
She should be playing with that with you, or at least playing with your junk while you play with that. One of the two. You know what I mean? Come on. You got a figure. She has a figure. It's a win-win situation for everybody.
Wow. I'm gonna let her know you said that. You got some fucking heat when you come down here.
Notice how my earpiece fell out, right? Based on the fucking nerves.
Lori, I was just fucking playing. Lori, I didn't mean it. Lori, come on. We're entertaining people on the podcast. Come on. It's like, enjoy the hotel, Jay. Click.
What do you mean I got to stay with my in-laws when I visit you guys? What'd you call it? So I totally lost track of where we were going. But,
I know.
All right, so one of the things that I learned in building my own brand, because I am going to be releasing my own action figures soon, is that if it's dedicated for kids, they would have an action feature to it. Like, I don't know if you remember the Ghostbusters. They were kind of, they would have either an action feature within the body where the torso spins, or they would come with a launching projectile piece. Remember Voltron? The heads would launch, or you'd have missiles. Even further back than that, for some reason, when Godzilla came out with the Shogun Warriors, right? He would have a fist that would shoot out.
Yeah.
I'm not big on Godzilla, but I'm pretty sure his fist never fired out in any movie at all. But action features and stuff like that are big for kids. Accessories are more for the collectors. So you can tell where they're going with stuff like that. And
but you saying you're putting out your own action figures. Why aren't you taking a page out of their book and saying, all right, look, I got the Interceptor action figure. I got the Night, what's the name? Star Striker action figure. I don't know. Star Striker action figure. I got the Interceptor action figure. Buy all these figures, and there's a limited edition Dragon Storm action figure that we made limited quantities of, and then you order that shit, and then it becomes like the rarity, the hard find. Like,
so now when it comes to that, right, we're talking about production and stuff like that. So the quote that I got from the factory that I'm going to be dealing with, it's approximately $46,000 for 6,000 units, right? And then when you break down those unit counts, there's certain minimum quantities that each specific unit has to hit before they make it. So I can't just say, oh yeah, let me get 5 of this, let me get 6 of that.
Right.
I've got to go, let me get a minimum of 500 on this, a minimum of 500 on that, and I got to break down my quantity allocation. So I don't know about you, I don't got $46,000 lying in the back of our pocket. And we don't have right? There you go. We don't have any major multimedia tie-in with this product. So what we're doing is we're going to crowdfund these things, right? We're going to go to Kickstarter, and we're building up certain tiers, certain packages, where if we hit certain goals, those rarer variants will be able to be purchased by these people. Okay. So we call them variants, but in the manufacturing world, they call them redecos.
Okay.
Right. So there are 3 different redecos planned, and we've also expanded our line to include a lot more villains. And you're only as good as the villains that you fight.
Right? And that's something I was telling you before, because you kept making the heroes. Obviously, people want the heroes, but the heroes got nobody to fucking fight. It's just like, all right, what do we do now? It's Civil War. But in your case, like we were saying before, the kids aren't with your situation with Unstoppable Comics. Right now, I would say that your target demographic isn't children, even though it's made for children. It's got the old school feel, but kids aren't going to the convention looking for Unstoppable Comics. This is the old school collector. So your action figures, are they collectibles, or are they meant to be played with for the younger demographic?
All right, so they're definitely collectibles, but now we are going into the world of action figure photography. I don't know if you've ever dove into that at all.
Yes, that shit is money.
That is huge, brother.
It's almost better than cosplay.
Super huge, man. I mean, these guys are getting big followings on sites like Instagram and stuff like that. And on top of that, there's also the customizer community. Okay. I don't know if you know about, people, what they do, kit bashing. And funny enough, this goes back to Star Wars. The Millennium Falcon and all those ships, they were all kit bashed. Right? They all came from different model kits and stuff like that. And they pulled a piece from there. They pulled a fender from here. They pulled an antenna from here, and they added it all together. And that's how we got a lot of the background vehicles in Star Wars and stuff like that. So kit bashing or customizing is huge for the community. And we have also thought about that in our line as well. So we're going to be offering blank figures. We're going to be offering little packages of just the accessories. Like if when we were kids, I don't know if you remember, we would get, G.I. Joe battle packs. Right along the side of the action figures were those weapons that we may have lost when we went to grandma's house or we played in the beach, right? You could pick that stuff up. But customizers dig on that. So we're definitely going to have, accessory packs in there as well.
That's it? I mean, you cut it off. You look like you were like, all right. Second paragraph. Here you go. I was just like, yo, first of all, this is gonna be an interview, and then fucking, I was like, yo, whatever you do, D, do not fucking get Jay to start on his fucking economics of the comic book industry. Thank God you haven't been breaking down. I know you started a Kickstarter. I started to shake a little bit. I was like, oh shit. He said 46,000. I just don't break that down by units. And then you did with the 500 here, and I was like, oh fuck, here we go. We're gonna get a lesson.
Listen, that's just the tip of the iceberg, dude. That's not the whole thing.
Oh, I know. Keep it. Just a tip. I just want the tip.
Just, we'll go as far as you say, ouch, ouch, you're on my hair. Once that happens, we'll stop. But you gotta look into that stuff. If not, you're gonna be flying by the seat of your pants, and you're probably not gonna be successful with what you're trying to produce. All right. Well, do I want kids to play with it? Of course I want kids to play with it. Hell yeah. Are they designed for kids to play with? No. But then, if I can get people doing, action figure photography with our stuff, because we got a hell of a lot of articulated points on the figures, or if they use our stuff, to kit bash brand new things, I'd love to have that stuff incorporated. I don't. One of the things that we never experienced out here were the Gundam kits. You ever heard about that?
No.
All right, but we had model cars here. Right. There was always that aisle in Toys R Us that was just model cars, model planes, World War II stuff, and we always liked it, but it's not like you could snap it together like a G.I. Joe vehicle or Star Wars vehicle.
And the Japanese robots and shit like that, didn't they make?
Dude,
yes,
those Japanese robots are a huge market, and I didn't realize that till I went to Anime Expo here in New York last year before COVID happened. Bro, they had not the grand championship, but they had championship model building kits here, and it's just like, are you fucking kidding me?
No shit.
You had people like tournaments going on during the fucking convention, with people putting robots together. And at the end of the day, even though it's a model kit, they were still toys because they were bendable, they were posable, they were able to articulate. So they took that a step further, and Bandai is huge. So Bandai's done model kits for Dragon Ball Z.
Okay.
And this is way past our thing, right? Dragon Ball Z is just it's like Street Fighter, stuff like that. But they got model kits for the figures. And I'm like, these guys are crazy, kit bashing brand new characters that never appeared on the cartoon or in the comic books or in the games, but they're within that style of the Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah. I think that's starting to build up in America too, because when I was looking for that Boba Fett figure, I was like doing a search. I was like, oh, they got it at Target for X amount of dollars. I was like, perfect. Then I started reading. I was like, wait a minute. And it had like negative reviews. I'm like, what happened? Why is it so bad? What's wrong? The figure looked dope in the advertisement. So I go in and I start reading the reviews. They're like, yo, what the fuck? I went on to goddamn Target. They put the box looked great. Got home, I had to build that motherfucker. And I was like, wait, what? I'm like, yo, I'm not paying $40 for some shit I got to put together. I'm paying for it so that the dude in the Chinese sweatshop could put it together and I could open it up and play with it. I was not looking to do all that fucking hard labor. I was like,
right.
Yeah,
we don't want to do it. You want to get out. You want to display it. You want to play
I'm
with
an American. I just want to fucking plug and play. Get the fuck out of here. I want to rip the box open, play with that bitch. I don't want to fucking be there.
Did we lose something? Did we lose something? Because when we go to that point, right, and we look at that, well, there's no more plug and play anymore. Even with a video game, with a fucking Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo, whatever. All you got to do is plug the cartridge in, and you play within 30 seconds of getting home.
Okay.
Now you get a fucking game. You got to download it. You can't play it until the fucking release date. You got to wait for the update to happen on your system.
Yeah, but they're not asking me to write code and fucking redo the graphics on the fucking thing. And it's like, downloads, I get it. Like, I want that quality. Sometimes you got to wait for quality. I'm good waiting. They're not asking me to build it. They're like, yo, here's the disc. Here's some code. Right. Figure that shit out. If you get it, you get to play. I don't know, man. Like, if you give me a fucking model, that dude's going to look like the Hunchback of Notre Dame. He's going to have like 4 arms. He's going to be like all this. It's not going to work for me, man. I ain't fucking with that. Like, I never built cars because I would lose the pieces. So like, yo, check out the Dukes of Hazzard, General Lee, but it has no engine or hubcaps or a steering wheel. I couldn't fucking build those things, man.
It just had the seat.
Dude, and then the fucking glue would just like drip down the side. It just looked like bird shit on the side. I'm like, man, I'm not fucking with this. I just want to buy the box, open it up, play with that shit. Build it. The fuck? For that, I might as well make it myself. What the fuck am I paying you for so I can do your job? I'm not doing that shit.
Yeah.
Out of your mind.
Well,
but you want to make those. You want to frustrate little kids.
No, I definitely don't want to make those. Are you kidding me?
Like, yo, goddamn, this motherfucker. I ain't ever reading his fucking comics. Fuck this interceptor shit in his shield.
But let me tell you, if it costs 60 cents to make one, you're damn fucking right. I'm gonna fucking start going down that route. Shit.
Yeah, but it's 2021. You're like, yo, man, this is a great bonding opportunity with your daddy. Like, I don't even know my daddy. That motherfucker bouncing for us.
Who's going outside anymore? You need something to do inside.
That's a good point. Now's the time to do that shit. Like, yo, you want to pass the day? You stuck at home? Build this action figure. Let me know how good it looks, and then buy my comic, dude. Yeah,
that's it. That's it. Buy the fucking comic. Buy Unstoppable Comics.
I was thinking about Unstoppable Comics the other day because I realized you mentioned the Kickstarter or the GoFundMe, with everything you're doing there, and I'm like, oh, well, that's cool, but the people who invest in those what are they called? They're not auctions. They're what is it?
With the crowdfunding?
It's crowdfunding, basically, right? So they invest in the crowdfunding, and obviously they believe in your product, they get your product, but once they get it, who else are you selling to outside of those people? Because like you already got that fan base, and it's almost like a pre-order. Like, yo, I'm making it on demand. Your dollars help me create my product, but then once they get it, you like, yo, tell your friends about it, or what do you do?
I mean, we're definitely getting into some stores, but few and far between. Prior to that, the whole business model was taking a tour and grinding it out by doing conventions, the way that rock bands or wrestlers would do. You pack your trunk with your gimmick, right? And you do a circuit, you do a loop, you hit a certain number of conventions.
Like you with the podcasting. You go, you do your loops. Like, yo, Pete, I know you're in the basement, man. Yo, let me get it.
Whatchamacallit. So so you do your loop and you sell your product at the cons and stuff like that, and you build up your audience.
Okay.
Things change now because there's no conventions.
Yeah, I want to ask you, man, and no bullshit though. Like, how's that impacting you? It's like that's a year of no conventions. That's a year of no fan interaction. Mano a mano, like, yo, man, here's this product. I made this. I saw you last year, and now it's like, you think distance or the lack of conventions is making people want more of your product because they don't see you because they don't want it?
Yes. My numbers have gone up in crowdfunding. Because people are finding it, discovering it because they're not doing conventions. But not having cons hurt, man. We were at a point where New York Comic Con for the last 3 years was a $10,000 weekend for us. And that was the feather in the cap. That was the thing, to end up the year and would help us put together new product. Not having that is hurting.
Yeah,
we're scrambling to try to figure out a new way to do this.
But I mean, in terms of building a bigger fan base and creating more brand awareness, because you don't have the cons, you're not going to Chicago or Orlando or San Diego, wherever you were going before, Puerto Rico. What are you doing to get that word out there now to the people that you would have met to reintroduce them? Okay, great.
Yeah.
Nobody's
so
watching
I'll get your two viewers, which we call it, and it's just doing podcasts, speaking to other people, expanding the network.
But is that helping though? Because a podcast, granted, it's a global audience, and once they start building their podcast, and the more people they get, you get exposed to them, and your brand gets exposed to them. So, are you seeing like an increase in fan base, in profit and revenue and in orders just because they see you there?
Yes, and yes. Okay. And funny enough, outside of the country as well. Like we had an increase in people that picked us up from Canada, people that picked us up from the UK, people that picked us up from France, the Netherlands. Not that we had a strong presence, but I had a consistent presence. And this was the first time we started shipping stuff out to Japan.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, man. And you find out, you speak to them and you're like, how'd you find this? And they're like, oh, we were listening to this one's podcast, or we saw you on this one's YouTube show. And you're like, oh, awesome. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Good, man. That's good shit then. So at least it's not dead. It's not a dead business. It's just, you got to rethink of how you're releasing your content. Kind of like what the movies are doing right now. I mean, they got all that shit going on they've got so many films in the can that should have been released in 2020 that was filmed in 2018, 2019. And now there's that big bullshit of what's going on. Like, yo, do we release on HBO Max? Do we wait and hold it off for another year? And it's just like, all right, granted, you have that shit in the can, but if you're not putting it out, you're not making your money back on the investment you already put into it to produce it. Okay. And you're not moving forward with doing anything else. You're not creating newer content. Luckily that they're going back.
All right, so let's look at the big case, right? Because they were releases. Bloodshot came out. That was the first movie to come out VOD.
That movie was going to shit the box office anyway.
Oh, of course. So they got something.
I don't think COVID hurt Bloodshot at all.
Yeah, that. Then you had the Trolls Part 2, which made bank. Even though it was streaming, it made fucking bank. Right? They covered their budget, then some. You had Mulan, which was the first. Prior to Mulan, you had Disney did Onward. Okay. Right? They released Onward straight to streaming.
I'm not watching cartoons, but I'll take your word for it.
But either way, see what that did was it brought them content subscribers. That's what they want, right? That's their consistent money.
Yeah, but if you think about it, when it comes to those cartoons, think of the demographic. So one, you're paying.
I didn't get to Wonder Woman.
Oh no, we're gonna get to that. Because we got to talk about Christopher Nolan too, and what he lost out on Tenet by trying to shove that down people's throat in theaters. But when you look at something like Trolls and Onward, that's those are little kids, those are infants, toddlers and shit like that want to go see
it. Regardless, it made money.
But it made money. But it's a better business deal because if let's say you took them to go see Trolls in a movie, how many kids you have? Let's say you got 2 or 3 kids at $10, $15 a pop, plus concessions, plus all this shit. Oh, mommy, I love that. I want to go see it again. And like, oh fuck, I gotta go spend another $150 to take these little fuckers to the movie again. Watch it at home. It's one download, one price. Of course, you're gonna make your money back. You watch this shit over and over and over again.
So what did they do? What did that company do? What did HBO Max did, or Warner Brothers or AT&T do by having their entire release schedule come out online? I feel they curried the favor of the consumer, right? Hey, you're stuck at home. Right? We're gonna give you something. We're gonna give, even though we're gonna sell it like a premium subscription on our thing, bro. You curried favor with your consumer. So now when the theaters come back, you got their loyalty. Or I'm gonna go see one of those movies because I've seen a Warner Brothers produced movie before.
Yeah, I disagree.
How?
I disagree. So
why?
There's 2 points. One,
okay.
I've realized during COVID that I don't miss the movies as much as I thought I did.
I agree with you.
All right. I literally bought a 65-inch fucking high-def TV for the loft over here. We made it the movie room, surround system, beautiful shit. I'm so close to it that I'm getting the same experience I would have gotten in a movie theater. 2 is that, yes, Warner Brothers is doing the Lord's work over here by saying, hey, we're going to release our whole slate. You get to watch it at home. But unlike these movies that would go straight to Redbox, I don't know if you heard about that horror film that Vince Vaughn did called Freaky, where it's kind of like Freaky Friday, but he becomes a killer. He jumps into the girl's body and some shit like that. Now, that was supposed to hit theaters, maybe, but it's like a premium download. You would have to pay like $20-$30 to download and watch it for a 24-48 hour period. Warner Brothers is just saying, yo, HBO Max, here you go, and it's free with your HBO Max subscription. So I'm not paying to watch Wonder Woman. I'm not paying to watch the little things, Judas and the Black Messiah, the Matrix, Dune, when all that shit comes out. I'm not paying because I'm paying my fucking $5.99 a month for the subscription. Right. It's not costing me anything more to see those movies. That's hurting them.
But see, there's new people that weren't signed up before that are signing up now to see those movies. All right, let's flip that. Flip that. All right. Let's I forgot what company put out the movie Monster Hunter with Mila Jovovich, T.I., whatever. They said, oh, we're going to go for the movies. That came out the week of Christmas, and it's now on DVD. Dude, not even 6 weeks turnaround time? When in the normal world did you see a movie go right from theater to DVD in 6 weeks?
But they've been doing that lately.
Their money.
They've been doing that lately. Even pre-COVID, man, they would yank it out, and within 2 months, it's already on DVDs.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, man, recently. Like I said, right before COVID. If you missed it in the theater, like, fucking don't worry about it. It'll be on demand the following month, and then you can own a physical copy of it the month after that. So I'm just like, all right, well, fuck it. If I miss it in theaters, I'm going to see it in 6 to 8 weeks anyway. No big deal. So to me, that doesn't bother me at all. But it's like, I can understand why the filmmakers are so pissed off, saying, first of all, you're missing out on the big movie theater experience. You can't kill the movie theater experience. And as much as I love movies, I agree with that. I'm kind of good watching it at home because, dude, I saw Wonder Woman, and that was meant for a big screen. I've seen Tenet, meant for a big screen. I'm like, all right, I didn't miss anything. There are some movies that have been on the shelf. Movie like Top Gun Maverick. You go back further. Let's say if COVID happened during Endgame, those movies I would fucking kill to see on the big screen.
Understood.
That wide shot of every fucking Marvel superhero together is meant for big screen, not for my TV. But
right. So let me ask this though: what's the movie going experience nowadays? Right, the movie for a couple. Forget about you and the kids. For a couple, all right, you and the lady, gas money, maybe dinner, maybe concessions. An IMAX film was what, $35 a pop, right?
At least
because the movie going experience is not for the regular fucking movie screen anymore. It's an IMAX screen. All right. So if you want the movie going experience, you got to pay for the IMAX screen. All right. Sticky seats. Even though sticky floors, stadium seating that wasn't cleaned up. So I got popcorn and I got fucking nachos underneath my seat when I get there. All right. Even though they got, you have a ticket and you have this seat, you still got people getting confused with the fucking seats. You still got fights going on in the seats. You still got people that won't shut the fuck up during the movie.
Are you trying to get me to go back to the theater with all this shit? Because you tell me exactly why I don't want to go back.
I don't want to go back.
I don't either.
Go back. I didn't want to go to the theater to experience that. Right. And not that I'm agoraphobic or anything, but I want to enjoy the movie. I don't want to hear somebody fucking talking. I don't want to hear somebody tic-tacking away on their fucking phone, either in front of me or behind me. Right. I don't want somebody crossing over me with their food and their chips and their popcorn full on me because the fucking theater is packed super tight with seating because they're trying to maximize their dollars.
But that's what I'm saying though.
For a fucking crowd, dude.
What is the moviegoer experience now? Like I have my TV is just as good as your fucking screen. Oh, but you get to see it bigger. Then I sit closer to the fucking TV. What's the big deal? Like I don't need to go around and be in a fucking theater. I got the same surround sound. I got a 4K Blu-ray player. What the fuck do I need to go to a movie for? Plus, I could pause it and take a shit. Not miss anything.
Right? Between us, you're the film guy. You're the movie guy.
Yeah.
I don't understand the art that Nolan talks about. Is it ignorance? I don't know. I don't know why it needed to be for the screen because I saw Tenet. I liked Tenet. I did. I did not understand the correlation between why Tenet needed to be seen on the big screen.
All right.
I liked a few of his movies, not all of them.
Well, so here's the thing: like if you're shooting in IMAX and you lose that, like the aspect ratio, once you got the bars, you're not getting the full screen effect. Think of it like wrestling. When we were growing up, you had Hogan and Bundy and Andre, and when you looked at them, we're average sized men. They were larger than life. Now, when you see the guys in the ring, it looks like my fucking little cousin. I'm like, yo, like I can kick your fucking ass. That's the deal with the movies now, is that they want you to go back and see something larger than life, be blown away with this experience, feel like you're immersed into the film. And me, I'm just like, that film, I could watch at home and it doesn't do shit for me. And I'll give you the prime example. I've been watching WandaVision and The Mandalorian, and I love Marvel and I love Star Wars. And after watching those two, which could have easily played on big screen theaters, I probably would have enjoyed the shit of it. Seeing Luke Skywalker come back, seeing the continuation or the beginning, the launch of Phase 4. But I'm having just as much fun in my fucking living room watching it multiple times, free of charge on the arm. And I'm like, I'm not missing shit. There's really, like I said, Top Gun is something that I might want to see because they put the IMAX cameras in the cockpit with Tom Cruise and you feel like you're playing. Yeah, all right, I get that. When they created IMAX, it's to make you feel like you're hand gliding off fucking Mount Everest, you're underwater in the deep sea, or all right, you feel like you're in the aquarium. Great. That's not every fucking movie. Like release Black Widow. I'll watch that shit at home. I got no problem doing it. I did it for Wonder Woman. I'll do it for her too.
Yeah, no, I want to see Dune. I don't care that whether it's on the big screen or you know what, the home screen, because I can't say the home screen is a little screen because it's fucking 65 fucking inches. It's fucking huge. When we were kids, we were lucky if we had a fucking 19-inch TV in the fucking room. You know what I'm saying, bro? Remote control?
Yeah.
Fuck out of here. I was the goddamn remote control at home, right? Or we go to the fucking living room where the TV was a fucking whole case countertop fucking deal, you know, and you had grandpa's ashes over the fucking set. I didn't care. I didn't fucking care. You know? So right now, yes, I have the surround sound. I've got great fucking seating. I can use my own fucking bathroom if I want to use it, right? Did I feel but you won't feel the rumble in the seats of the F-16s flying. I don't give a fuck. I didn't feel it in the theater. I didn't.
But I think that's how you get people to go back to the movie. You have to ask them the experience. So now when they
because
3D,
I've gone to those what X
with the seats shake and the smell comes out.
Yeah, and the smell I've seen it.
It don't do it for me.
Do nothing for me.
Yeah, it
didn't. Oh, you'll smell the burnt rubber of the tires spinning out. I don't like the fucking smell of that shit when I'm in the street. I don't give a fuck.
Yo, I saw one of the Star Wars movies. I want to say it was like The Last Jedi. And in the beginning of the movie, I think they call it D-Box. And when they did the scroll, the fucking seat went back. So you read the scroll, I'm like, yo, what the fuck? I'm like, I don't like this. I'm good. Yeah.
But did I ham it up and do a rescreening of Empire Strikes Back? Yeah, I liked seeing that in the theater. Mm-hmm. Is that an experience for me? Yes. Is a Nolan flick an experience for me? No, but maybe I don't understand the art of it. I don't understand lenses. I don't get that. And then I don't know, maybe my viewing experience is different than everybody else's because everybody's focused on the main focal point in the screen. I'm always looking around it. I'm like, did somebody fuck up over here? You know what I mean? Is there a boom mic coming off the top?
Right.
Is somebody, coming into frame that didn't? So I don't have the normal experience that everybody else has when they go.
I never watched Game of Thrones, but to my understanding, it was like $15 million an episode, right? I'm not telling you to fucking sell me on Game of Thrones. I'm just saying that was what 7 or 8 seasons, $15 million a fucking episode. That's basically a movie, and they put it on HBO for free. You got it, which is your subscription. So if
Friends,
you were
Friends was $1 million as an episode, and we got it for free on Channel 4.
Exactly. I mean, granted, I wouldn't want to see Friends in HD unless fucking I was looking at Jennifer Aniston's pubic hair. But at the same time, I'm just like, why do I need to see that on a big screen? It's good enough here. And I don't know, man. I'm not a germaphobe.
Game of Thrones didn't live up to the hype.
Yeah. Look, I'm not a germaphobe, but I don't see any reason. Like I was watching on CNN, Stanley Tucci has his thing. It was like Discovering Italy or something like that. He's going around, he's eating, right? They shot this before COVID. So he's going because he's Italian. He's like, yo, look, I lived in Italy for a year. My parents moved out there when I was 12 years old. So I want to take you on this tour, this food tour, and show you all these things of Italy that most people don't know. So they go to an Italian market, and my dude is over there. He's like, yo, hey, let me show you the beans. And there's bags of beans. He's scooping the beans up in his hands. It's like, oh, look, you see the beans. And he drops it in. The coffee. We got the good coffee over here. Oh, the pasta. And he's throwing it back in the thing. I'm like, yo, dude, your fucking hands. I don't know where they've been. And I'm thinking COVID the whole time. I'm like, I'm not fucking eating that shit. And I'm like, yo, I don't know, man. I'm not a germaphobe, but again, I don't want to go to the movies where the dude's scooping the shit up with the popcorn and patting it down on the top, or touching my food or my nachos and being next to other people. I'm glad to be isolated away from fucking people. I don't need to do that anymore.
At the end, I was having no problem bringing Chipotle in to the theater. I mean, there was no shame, dude. The bag was there in my fucking hands. What were you gonna do, kid? You're gonna call the fucking movie police on me? Come on.
Well, yeah, whatever. Of course, dude. Listen, we brought in fucking we had a McDonald's down the block, and we were like, yo, let me get the 2 for $5, Big Macs, fries, all this shit, and we smuggled it in. I'd just say Lori was pregnant again, and she'd walk in with the big fucking shit. Yo, we go to the dollar store, get all sorts of candy. The same candy they sold there, I get at the dollar store.
It, dude.
I'm like, fuck you. I'm not paying your prices.
I could,
and then I scanned them at the ticket box. Yo, I'd be like, we're a family of 4. I buy 3 tickets, and the receipt would come out, and I'm like, yo, here's 4 tickets. And they were like, shh. They never looked at it. They were like, they look at the top ticket, like, oh, you're in theater 5. I'm like, and I just fucking got a free ticket. That's awesome. Yeah, man. Scan the. Or remember when the kids were babies, and I was like, yo, my kid left his shoe in there. They must have kicked it off, and then we went back into the movie theater. Go see movies for. Dude,
see, I was going to the theater by myself, right? And I tried to maximize my dollar amount per movie. So I was trying to see at least 3 movies a day.
At least.
Right? Because $15 a fucking movie. Get out of here.
Let's try to get theater, man.
Shit. You could go on your phone. I love the phone at the end. Oh, they're playing at this time. Okay, I'll shoot over down the hall. I'll go catch that. I would see movies I never even wanted to fucking see. But I'm trying to bring my dollar per movie down.
Hell yeah, man. If it's on the house, fuck it. Dude, I mean, there was
I
never
missed that King's Highway movie theater,
Dude, that was my favorite theater. I don't know what it was. The big marquee on the outside. They had the side theater that wasn't even connected to the main theater, but it was on the back end. But there was just something about that fucking movie theater I loved. And there was a comic store right underneath it. I think they turned into a candy shop or some shit. But yeah, that was my favorite spot, man. That and King's Plaza for some reason. Probably because I saw Dawn of the Dead in 78 at King's Plaza movie theater. And when I came out, I was convinced that was the same fucking mall that the movie was taking place in. Yeah.
I saw at the King's Plaza Theater, I saw Empire Strikes Back and I saw Superman 2.
I did
so
too,
that's big for me. But that side theater at King's Highway that had that elevated platform, oh my God, the balcony seating. I love that one, dude.
I love that place, man.
The last movie they played there before they shut down that I can remember was the Mummy. Rachel Weisz and
Brendan Fraser.
Yeah.
Oh man, okay, so it closed out. I thought it would close in the 2000s. That's still the 90s, wasn't it? Well, like 99.
Yeah. So no, maybe early 2000s it shut down.
All right. Yeah, man, I missed that. That
was a great theater,
Crazy Eddie.
Yeah, Crazy Eddie went down hard, bro.
Damn, man.
Crazy Eddie went down hard, man.
Yeah, that's rough, man. So what have you been watching? Like, so we're home, right? We've been, but now that HBO Max launched, obviously they got their TV shows and shit like. But like, what have you caught that you would have seen in theaters?
Fucking everything, dude. I watched shit that I never even would have wanted to see. We saw the other day just because we maxed out everything. Barb and Star visit.
Oh no, that Kristen Wiig movie.
Oh,
dude, that was somebody who they owed a favor to in Hollywood, and they were like, "Yo, I can get Kristen Wiig to do this for cheap." Why the fuck did you watch that? What's wrong with you? You all right?
We've seen everything else already.
So you watch something again? You don't watch that, dude. Come on, what the fuck?
I couldn't, dude. I fell asleep during the Denzel movie. It didn't do
little things. Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
wasn't.
That's my sign. You know, I mean, yes, is he an awesome actor? I don't like everything he's done, but I can appreciate him, right?
Yeah.
So for me, a sign of a good movie is not whether the performances; it's whether it keeps me engaged or not, right?
But dude, you got 3 Academy Award winners there, and they were underutilized.
Bro, I was done. You can't ask me anything. I don't remember the flick. I
think it's a better book because the way the ending turned out, it was like, all right, I understand what you're saying. We never solved the crime. Spoilers, whatever. We never solved the crime, but what we did was I helped you avoid your demons like I had. I didn't want you to suffer your whole life and be miserable like I am. I was like, all right, that might have been a good ending to a book. For a movie, not so much.
Right. It doesn't translate as well.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. We saw Wonder Woman. It was all right. We saw, we watched the WandaVision, the Mandalorian stuff.
What do you think about WandaVision? Because a lot of people shitting on that thing, man.
It was slow. I'm not gonna say it wasn't. It was slow, but I hate to say it like this. It's a setup movie. I mean, it's a setup vehicle, bro.
Yeah.
And it's setting up a lot of shit coming down the pipe. I could see. Not that it's spinning off 3 franchises, but it's feeding into 3 separate franchises. And
what franchise are you assuming? Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, and X-Men?
Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, Fantastic Four, maybe X-Men.
Okay.
You got this big thing that if you've been watching it, the director of Sword said, "Oh, I've had some astronauts that they went missing in space."
Yeah.
And that alludes to the Fantastic Four.
Right. Yeah.
Right. So
Did
now
he
you
say
got
it like that? Was it blatant like that? That I had astronauts that went missing in space?
Yeah.
I didn't catch that.
A bunch of people are missing, and then you've got the cosmic rays that she's emanating or whatever.
Okay.
That's the girl from Thor, Darcy. Right. She called it CMB, right? Cosmic something. But now you got Monica, who said, "Oh, I got a friend who's going to build, this iron box that can get us through this." And nobody has said this, but this is just me. I got a feeling she's going not to Reed Richards because people were thinking, "Oh, well, she's going to Reed, right?" Because he's the preeminent scientist now that they don't have Tony Stark. I think they're going a totally different route. I think they're going to Dr. Doom, right? I think she's going, to set up, the big metal box from the guy who's going to be in the big metal mask.
That makes sense.
Well, there's a few things I got going into this. One of them is, all right, they're both Eastern European, right? That's a minor thing. But if this is going to fade into Doctor Strange, Doctor Doom plays a big part with Doctor Strange. There's a story, and I forgot the title of the story, but Doctor Doom and Doctor Strange go to hell to take Doctor Doom's mom, to take her soul out of hell. And who's the big rumored bad guy of the season?
Mephisto, right?
Mephisto.
All right.
Right. So for me, Doctor Doom seems like this puzzle piece that nobody's looking at because of the Doctor Strange lead-in, because of the Mephisto tie-in, because of the Fantastic Four tie-in. He's like in the center of all three of those pieces. You know what I mean?
Let me agree with you there. I don't think that you're going to see Reed Richards on WandaVision, only because it would have to be they would have to have a casting announcement. And that's just going to drop, let's say, John Krasinski as Reed Richards. But Doom, you could fuck around there and cast an unknown because eventually he's going to be in a mask anyway. So, like, all right, just put Von Doom out there and let him do his Doom shit. And and it doesn't hurt. And it opens the door for everything else.
And this Olsen said, there's going to be a reveal at the end of the season that is going to rival Luke at the end of Mandalorian.
I heard it was Doctor Strange, though.
Is it Doctor Strange, or is it somebody that we haven't seen yet? We already know it's going to be Doctor Strange. So Doctor Strange wouldn't rival that impact, right? Because we know we're going to get him.
The only person that would make sense outside of Doctor Strange, because obviously they've already said that they haven't confirmed, but they were like, yo, wink, wink, that's what it's going to be, that Wanda's going to be the villain in the Doctor Strange sequel. So I'm like, all right, well, if you bring Doctor Strange, I know that shit's coming. But like, if you want to blow me off my fucking ass, I got to see a Magneto somehow.
Okay.
I mean, that's her father. It would make sense.
I'm sorry. Let me backtrack for a second with the Doctor Doom theory. The other reason why I feel it would be great to put Doctor Doom in there is because you introduce him to us as a sympathetic character, right? As somebody who becomes an associate, as somebody that we like. And then you take the rest of Marvel Phase 4 and you turn him into Doctor Doom.
Okay. All right. That makes sense.
Right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, one of the reasons why we liked Magneto so much is because we emphasize with him, right? We have empathy.
Yeah.
Empathize, right? We have empathy for him, right? Because we know he was, he was in the concentration camp. Spell check, dude. Spell check. I write. I don't speak the comics. So, if you take Doctor Doom on that same path, now you've got that. Not that fan interaction, but you've got that fan, base saying, but he's not really a bad guy.
Yeah. It's kind of like the Mr. Freeze deal.
Yeah.
Like he was doing it for love, dude. But he had to go do that bad shit.
Turn? Yeah.
But I mean, but is that the thing with Doom? Like deep down inside, he's really a good guy, but just forced into this evil. I don't know. I don't read it, and every time I see Doctor Doom, he's just like bad motherfucker.
He's like Lex Luthor. If Superman wasn't there, Lex would have been the hero. Right?
Okay.
Lex only became the antagonist and then the villain. If the Fantastic Four wasn't there, Doctor Doom would have been our Tony Stark.
But what's his Achilles heel? Like, why should I sympathize with Doctor Doom? What? I mean, granted, just like they'll probably change it up for the MCU, but in comic book lore, why would I sympathize or empathize with Doctor Doom?
Well, that's one of the reasons why you had that story with his mom.
So it was like What Dreams May Come. You ever see that movie with Robin Williams?
Has a mom.
Okay.
Yes, like What Dreams May Come.
Okay.
That was one of those things. I mean, he wasn't originally written like that at all. And then you've got his foil, his kryptonite is his own arrogance.
Okay.
His own. This would be better if I was the one in charge.
Did they play that up in the other Fantastic Four movies that Fox did? They didn't. So he was just like, yo, this is Doctor Doom. This is how he gets the mask. Now he's a bad guy.
You fucked me up. I'm like this because of you. Fuck you. That was his.
That's it. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, fuck him. Yeah. I don't know, dude.
I mean, that plays a part of it, but, whatever.
I know Kevin Feige's got this shit tight. He knows his shit, and I have full confidence. And when I saw those first 2 episodes of WandaVision, dude, first of all, we're kids, born in the 70s, grew up in the 80s. We watched those 20, 25, 30-year-old episodes of The Honeymooners late at night, I Love Lucy. So we know that. And I saw it, and I was like, yo, there's an underlying message here. So I never found myself like, yo, get to the fucking action.
Yes. Before Nick at Night was Nick at Night, right? We would get that on regular
WPIX, man. Shout out Channel 11.
Yes.
Now they're playing what?
Or
Seinfeld?
even in the midday.
Yeah.
In the midday, we'd have Bewitched. You know, so that for me was like, oh, Bewitched.
Yep.
There's so many plans. Like, why are they in Jersey, right? And then you've got the whole Vision and where his history comes from, and where his real brain patterns come from. And you've got the Grim Reaper, who was a Vision villain, and his pseudo surrogate brother through Wonder Man. Yet his mask was, one of the Easter eggs in the Bewitched episode, right? His mask was in between the floors, and we know the Grim Reaper comes out of Jersey. So is the Grim Reaper somebody that plays into this story somehow? Yeah. Is he that missing person? Don't know. The woman that plays Dottie, the blonde.
Right.
They've been downplaying her, but for some reason, she was the only person that said this. But her casting had to be approved by Kevin Feige. Why did her casting and none of the other, supporting characters need to be approved by Kevin Feige? What makes her that important? Why did she have to say that? Why did that get leaked?
Where do you think that's going with that character, with Dottie?
Mephisto had a daughter named Satana. That could be one thing. You've got this is a far stretch, but if you're leading into the whole multiverse of madness, right? You've got all these parallel worlds, and one of the parallel worlds that Marvel had was making fun of DC Comics. So they had their own version of the Justice League called Squadron Supreme. And within the Marvel Universe, these are all heroes that imploded and killed each other. Okay. Could that be something that comes out of this in the multiverse of madness? I don't know, dude. Because you've got Dottie, not Dottie, you got Darcy, right? And when they were doing the promo shots for everybody, you had their TV face, and then you had a screen, and then the screen showed what they really looked like.
Okay.
Right? So you had the chest pattern of Scarlet Witch, you had the chest pattern of the Vision. Monica, you got the chest pattern of when she's Captain Marvel. I know they keep calling her Photon, but she was the first female Captain Marvel. So you've got her color pattern in the TV screen, and then you've got Darcy's color pattern in the TV screen, and it's two S's, right? Why two S's? Could it be Satana, which I was referring to as the daughter of Mephisto, who could be in this series? Could it be SS for Squadron Supreme that could be opening up? Like, all right, so I spoke about you being the movie guy, the film guy, right? So let me go into the comic book guy, the writer guy for a second. I don't feel that Wanda is going to be the direct villain. I think she will be the cause of shit that gets fucked up. Okay. Right? I think she's going to be the cause of the multiverse of madness. I think she's getting juiced up by Mephisto. That's why her powers are out of control. That's why she's so much more powerful than she was in the movies. And that fact that she can't control her power is what's going to cause the multiverse of madness.
Okay. Do you think that the snap at all, when Tony snapped and Thanos snapped and fucking Hulk snapped and all that shit going on, you think that might have caused? Because you know how they keep talking about Monica, that she's changing. They keep doing scans of her body. You think that those snaps might have caused, or the blip as they call it, might have caused mutants?
Possibility.
Okay.
Definite possibility.
But Wanda's already a mutant.
Right.
So it's just like, I'm still having trouble with that.
That's the problem with the whole mutant thing, because they couldn't make her a mutant because Fox had the rights to do all the mutants in their movies.
Right.
That's why when they showed her in
Sokovia.
Right.
Yeah.
Baron Strucker called her a miracle.
Okay.
Right. And that's why they killed Quicksilver at the end of the movie, is because they didn't want to feed into the whole Quicksilver from being with Fox.
How'd you feel about the Evan Peters thing?
I liked it.
You did?
I liked it.
I liked that. The first time that I saw it, I was like, all right, yeah. Where are you going with this? Are you going to do what they do with Spider-Man, where you're bringing in Electro and you're bringing in Doc Ock and all these other guys? I was like, are we going to do the crossovers now with the X-Men universe? But in the last episode, I guess it was episode 6, they started making Kick-Ass references. He goes, what? Yes, yeah, I know. Yes. I don't look like myself, right? Why do I look like this? Or why do we lose our accents? And I was like, oh, you are fucking asking the questions that we're asking. And of course. I'm glad it's happening on TV. But it kind of takes me back to like Star Wars in The Force Awakens, where like whatever the fucking name is, Maz Katana, whatever the fucking name is, she's like, oh, I got Luke's lightsaber. How'd you get it? That's a story for another time. I want that fucking story. You owe me that fucking story. Like, so I don't want them just to like, yeah, she lost her accent. Yeah, this is the dude from Kick-Ass. Don't fuck with me like that. Like Disney kind of like pulls on my balls that way. I don't like it.
I like it. Play with my balls all you want. Play with them.
But you know, don't fucking do it where it hurts. Like, don't be heavy-handed. You got to gently fucking touch the balls. Like, you grip those fucking balls. Like,
this show is definitely a slow burn, dude. Right? But you can see the subtle changes. And I don't think you would not have been able to spot these subtle changes if it wasn't such a slow burn. Like, she went from being influenced by the friend Agnes, Agatha, whatever she is.
Yeah.
Right? Who everybody thinks is one of the witches that trained her, to now being influenced by the kids. So when she was influenced by the kids, you saw that Agnes was no longer an influence on her, right? That's why she was stuck all the way out in the boondocks of the town, right? But it was the kids telling her, oh, Mom, you could bring anybody back to life. Oh, Mom, you could do this. Oh, Mom, you could do that. And then once the kids started to develop their own personalities, now you bring in the brother, and he was the one asking her the questions. But aside from asking her the questions, he was also asking her or influencing her sharply, right? And she got sick of it, and that's why she blew him away,
right?
You know, across the the field into the haystacks. So she is not fully in control of what's going on, right? That's the red herring, right? Everybody keeps feeding, or the sword people keep feeding in to us that she is the villain. She's not. She's the red herring. Somebody else is the master manipulator. I can't wait, dude. The last 3 episodes are going to be 1 hour each.
I heard that. Yeah. There's a lot of explaining to do, Lucy. But so again, not being the comic guy, but we know that the first 3 phases was building up Thanos, building up Civil War, building up the Infinity War, and so on. Where do you see this direction going, let's say, for the next 3 phases? Who are we building up to? Is it Galactus? Is it mutants? Is it another Civil War? What the fuck?
Right. Well, the Civil War Part 2 in the comics failed, so I doubt they're going to do another Civil War again. Who are the big bads in the Marvel Universe? Right?
Was it Secret Wars that they did?
They did Secret Wars prior to Civil War.
Okay.
Right. But who are the people that can fill this out? Well, definitely Doctor Doom. He's a big bad, right? Galactus, he's the big bad. Mephisto, he's a big bad. Magneto, he's a big bad. All 4 of those, I can see either one of those coming out of this.
Okay.
I can see more than one coming out of this. If you pull the Mephisto and Doctor Doom card, I really do.
All right. So how do you play the Spider-Man film then? How do you, because you know they got all these characters coming back. If the multiverse is open, how do you make enough time and room for everybody but still continue the story?
See, that I don't think that everybody has a part of the story. I think they're more going to be like cameos.
You think so? Okay.
You know, yeah. Not breaking the fourth wall, but you know, shift an event and you're automatically here in the Electro Andrew Garfield scenario, right?
Right.
Boom, a snap or a shift an event, and you're in the Dr. Octopus Tobey Maguire scenario.
Okay.
So I don't think it's going to be, you know, a large part of the story, but more than a cameo. You know, maybe they get a minute or 2 of screen time, if that.
Who's going to pull it off better, Marvel or DC? With DC doing the Flash and bringing back guys like Michael Keaton?
Oh, definitely Marvel.
Think so? I mean, yeah, obviously.
They got the track record, dude. Right, dude. DC Comics is in such a flux right now. It's horrible, right? AT&T only bought them as an IP farm. Okay. That's it. I don't even know if they knew what they were getting out of DC. All they know out of DC is Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
All anybody pretty much knows out of DC Comics is that, right? And they've got such a wealth of characters, right? They have such a catalog that they could get into. Why can't they get it together?
Okay.
Why didn't they get it together from the beginning when they were the company that owned all of their IP long before Marvel had to struggle to fight to get all of their shit back?
Yeah. I just,
You know,
I don't
they
know,
could have
man.
done this from the beginning, dude.
Are you in on that Snyder cut? 4 hours of a Snyder cut?
No, the movie's going to be the same. The
So,
ending is
yes,
going to be the same.
same trash. Not going to lead to
You know,
anything.
I
So what's the
mean,
purpose?
they showed us that piece of the bad guy, Steppenwolf.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's the same fucking head, but just with like bone structure CGI. What do you want to see it? Because I already know what comes out. We get another glimpse of fucking the Green Lanterns. You get another glimpse of Darkseid. Granny Goodness, who may or may not be Judi Dench. Mm-hmm. You know, we get the scenes that were on the cutting room floor. They were on the cutting room floor for a fucking reason.
But as a comic dude, are you looking forward to the fan service?
No.
The black suit. No. The Lantern Corps.
I was originally.
Okay.
If this was the movie that I went to go see in the theater, yeah. But I mean, dude, once you eat at a bad restaurant, are you gonna go back there again?
I mean, this was the original vision, but then again, look back at Batman versus Superman and how that fucking turned out.
Dude, we already know not everything is good when it's the original vision.
Yeah.
The Donner cut of Superman 2 really sucked balls, bro.
Yeah, that was ass. And I love Superman 2. Man. I love Superman 2, but that Donner cut sucks.
Come on.
I mean, I would love to see the JJ cut of The Rise of Skywalker. I want that fucking cut. You know what the ending was, right? All the fucking Force ghosts protecting Rey. So Mace Windu, Qui-Gon, Anakin, Obi-Wan, just all there protecting her in a fucking battle with whatever demons were around the Emperor.
I wish we got that.
Yeah,
I wish we got that. Dude, I wish we would have gotten a better second one. What was the Force Awakens? No, the last.
Last Jedi. Yeah.
The second one was, come on.
That trilogy's a fucking mess, dude. I made excuses for it. There were some things that I liked, but most of it, it ruined it for me. Thank God for Jon Favreau and The Mandalorian.
Even though they gave John Boyega so much more screen time in the second one, they killed his character with that arc.
Yeah, why?
They did, dude.
That series should have been about him. And yeah, Rey could have had her moment and been the female lead, but you had a black stormtrooper who broke off from the fucking Empire, and you did nothing with him.
But dude, they dropped the ball on Rey also.
Yeah,
about the whole Mary Sue. They wrote her as I mean, they killed her in the second flick. Mm-hmm. The second flick, and then let's not even talk about the third one, where J.J. Abrams just giving his friends extra screen time and taking away from the entire narrative. But I mean, going back to like extended cuts, let's talk about the Fincher director's cut of Dune. Mm-hmm. The original Dune was a long fucking movie to begin with. The Fincher cut didn't make it that much better, dude. Wasn't it Fincher that directed?
No, Dune? David Lynch.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
David Lynch's version, director's cut of Dune. Come on, dude. It didn't. Man.
Star Wars hurt me, man. Like it almost ruined my fandom. I still have love for the original, but dude, like in a day-to-day, like we were talking about our action figures earlier. Right. You're marketing to the wrong people. Granted, I know you got to sell action figures, you got to sell toys, you got to build for a new generation. And yeah, you could have done that. But if you're selling to us, you're trying to give us nostalgia, you're trying to hit us in the feels. I need to see Luke, Han, Chewie, and Leia, R2 and 3PO on missions together. Not, I'll sprinkle a little bit here in this movie, sprinkle a little bit there in that movie, then kill them off, and we never have that fucking reunion. They should have been passing the torch down in those 3 films to the next generation as it was
passing the torch down. Yes, because we're not going to be here forever, right? Sooner or later, we're going to be on fixed incomes. Mm-hmm. So all of that nostalgia shit is out of the fucking window. All right.
But dude, they did it with Halloween. It's 40 years later, but you're picking up from that fucking story and you give me what I want.
I don't like that either.
What?
So you had that last Halloween movie that erased the last 20 years of Halloween. Yeah. Mind you, H2O was shitty.
They're all shitty, bro. They're all shitty.
Yes.
Part 2 I enjoy, but it's shitty.
Story. But you know what? Let's go to Predator for a second.
Mm-hmm.
I liked the Robert Rodriguez Predator. I know a lot of people didn't. I liked how they were on another fucking planet. Mm-hmm. I liked how to explore the narrative, right? And they erase it just to give us another alpha predator all over again. Mm-hmm. Come on, man. It didn't fucking work.
They could have continued on with that. And because, again, that happened on another planet. So it's just like, all right, well, what happened on Earth while these motherfuckers were stuck on the Predator planet? But I enjoy...
They killed the dogs to give us a new dog. Come on, man.
I enjoy the fan service saying, man, I'm revisiting something. Dude, what they do with fucking Creed after Rocky. I'm still getting Rocky, but you're not rebooting Rocky.
I love the first Creed.
You didn't
I
like the second
love
one?
that first Creed, dude. I didn't like the second one.
Why not?
It didn't work for me.
But dude, it made all the sense in the world. It made all that Rocky's gonna train the son of the guy, of his best friend who died in the ring at the hands of that fucking monster.
Yes.
And now those two sons are gonna fucking fight and get that redemption. Dude, that was brilliant. Not as strong as the first Creed.
Your mother left us when come on.
Yeah, well, man. I mean, not everything works, but
no, and Dolph Lundgren doesn't work. Sorry, dude.
Yo, you know that there's a deleted scene where Rocky and Dolph get into a fight in the hospital, a fist fight?
Oh man.
Yeah, it's on the Blu-ray. They literally throwing punches. I'm like, I don't know. I'm glad they cut that scene. Yeah.
Good.
Because dude, one of the best scenes in that movie is when fucking Dolph walks into the restaurant and he's looking at all the fucking pictures. He goes, "What? No picture of me?" I'm like, "Oh,
yes." You know what? That was the best scene in that flick.
Yeah, I love that scene.
Mm-hmm. It's just once they started to show the kid in it, it reminded me of when Rocky started to have kids, and I didn't like those Rockies. I didn't like 3. I didn't.
You didn't like 3?
When they did, you remember? He was in a mansion. That's not Rocky. Rocky wasn't somebody to live in a fucking mansion.
Rocky got fucking money now.
And he had the fucking shitty 1980s robot. That wasn't Rocky.
That was 4. Dude. You know, there's a director's cut of Rocky 4 coming out, and he cut the robot out of the whole movie.
Oh shit.
Yeah, dude, I love Rocky 3. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Rocky 1 and 2. 2's probably the best one of all of them. But Rocky 3, man, that's talk about. They would have just ended it right there, bringing it full circle. The guy who fucking beat your ass, who you went to war with for 2 movies, comes back and brings you back from the dead. Holy shit, dude. I mean, that's fucking brilliant writing. Rocky 4, he became a superhero. Came out the same year as Rambo.
Yeah.
He's just like, oh, dude. Yeah. Like, oh, I'm gonna go avenge my fucking brother's death and go kick your ass in the Soviet Union and not make any fucking money. And yeah.
You know what? Creed pulled at my heartstrings.
Mm-hmm.
Creed 2 didn't.
Yeah. I feel that. I like the story, but yeah, you're right. Creed pulled at my heartstrings. There's that one shot when fucking Michael B. Jordan is watching old film of his father on YouTube.
Okay.
And then he's standing there and he's doing the same fucking movements that Apollo's doing on the screen. I was like, oh my God, you hit me right in the feels.
See, what hit me in the feels was when Felicia Rashad gave him Apollo's trunks.
Oh, yeah.
Felicia Rashad's name was Marianne.
Uh-huh.
But the note said love, M-A.
Yeah.
The initials. Love Ma.
Uh-huh.
Oh, and she wasn't his mom.
Yeah.
It said love Ma. That got me. That made Creed. That was a cherry on top for me for Creed, right? That put me over. From that point on, I don't give a fuck if he won or not. I was with it. I was with that.
Yeah, you know Michael B. Jordan's directing the 3rd one, and I have no idea what the fuck they're doing with this. Like, where do you go now? If anything, the 3rd one should have been leading to Drago, and then you wrap it. But like, what story do you tell now?
I don't know. See, Michael B. Jordan's last. I don't know if it was his last, but he did a Netflix science fiction flick that was either directed or produced by him.
Okay.
Where some kid, got his hands on an alien gun, and his older brother was trying to help him escape the FBI, and everybody was.
Oh, was that Kin?
Like that was Kin.
Kin, yeah. That was in theaters.
That was in theaters?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. Wow, I'm sorry. First time I saw it was on Netflix. So
I want to say he produced it because Creed's going to be his first movie that he directs, so he probably produced it.
Okay.
I think he was going back to his Chronicle roots and trying to help that movie out. Alien thing comes from the sky. What the fuck is this? Now I got these powers. Yeah, whatever. But,
yeah, Chronicle.
Man. Yo, what's up with Gina Carano getting fired? How you feeling? That's some scandalous shit right there.
She didn't read her contract, brother.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
You fucking know, dude. If you're working for the mouse, you gotta know. Don't fuck with his cheese.
Know.
Yeah, that's
exactly.
It. Yo, don't fuck with the mouse cheese. Yo,
exactly. And now you got everybody saying cancel Disney Plus.
Yo, fuck you.
Go do that, buddy. Go do that.
Good luck. Good luck, man.
Enjoy.
That's fucking crazy.
You know what? Let's be honest. I didn't like Gina Carano. I didn't.
I mean, she wasn't bad. She served the purpose, but she's easily replaceable.
Exactly. I saw the writing on the wall once they introduced Bo-Katan and Ahsoka.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Rosario Dawson.
Yeah, that did it for you.
Dude, okay. Earlier I said I'm not a big fan of I'm not a student of film, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I really love the Seven Samurai, and I love Akira Kurosawa.
You know, I've never seen that.
I got the Criterion cut over here.
Is it a long movie?
Yeah, because they actually put the intermission in there rather than doing a cut. Right? I mean, you could cut out the intermission, but there's actually 10 minutes or 15 minutes of a black screen that just runs intermission.
Oh,
you can skip past
15 minutes?
I swear to God. It's like 10 to 15 minutes, bro.
Kidding?
I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that.
You know, back in the day, in the 80s, when Excalibur was on HBO, they put the intermission on there too. And I'm like, what the fuck? It's cable. What are we doing?
Oh, wow.
But I can understand. 3-hour movie, like, yo, I got to take a piss. I got to go.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. The opposite of that is Jim Cotta. What is it? I
gotta tell you some shit, but go ahead.
Okay, which is the shortest night of the year, right? Where we lose the hour. All right, so we're coming up at that time of the year where we lose the hour, right?
Yeah.
So I remember watching HBO, and I'm watching one movie. I was going to watch the other movie. I was up late at night, right?
Okay.
I forgot what 2 movies I was watching on the bookend, but to fill that fucking hour of time where shit got fucked up, they slotted in Jim Cotta, and not from the beginning. They slotted in Jim Cotta from wherever the runtime should be to the last fucking hour to that. And I'm like, that is when you got nothing else, you put in fucking Jim Cotta.
So let me tell you, I've got 2 new obsessions right now, and this is because of COVID, but it's gonna stick with me right now. One is I think I told you about this. I found this TV show called Autopsy. Did I tell you about that one?
No.
All right. So there's a channel. I got Spectrum TV over here. So there's a channel called Reels. Yo, I fell in love with this show so much that I actually looked to get a job with the Reels, but they're located in New Mexico. So I'm like, wow. That fucking commute's a little long. But so I'm flipping channels one night and it says Autopsy, the last hours or the last days of Prince. I was like, you got me. I'll check it out. So I'm watching it, and it's basically an true Hollywood story. They go and they get a bunch of family and friends that knew Prince and all this other shit. But what they do is that they create scenes of the last days of this dude's life. And they found somebody who, I thought they brought Prince back from the dead. I was like, yo, is this old Prince from the show we never saw? And they create scenes of, oh man, this is because apparently he had a baby, and the baby was born deformed and shit like that. And that's what sends him spiraling out of control. And they show him and they're like, what do you mean my baby's going to be all fucked up? And you see him breaking down and talking to the girlfriend, trying to figure shit out. Then they get to him doing the drugs and getting all fucked up. And then they tell the point of view from the guy that found him in the elevator. You see fucking Prince in the elevator. Yo, and I've seen the crime scene photos of Prince dead in the elevator.
Oh, no.
Yo, they nailed it. So every time they had one on Richard Pryor, dude looked just like Richard Pryor. Michael Jackson looked just like Michael Jackson. The one for Kurt Cobain looked like so, dude. I have been obsessed with this fucking thing. But it's funny because you think it's bad actors, and they got some chick that I think she worked with like Dr. Oz or Dr. Phil or something like that. She's a psychiatrist. So they go to her like, hey, this is what happens in somebody's head when they're all fucked up. Then they got the autopsy dude who didn't do the autopsy, but he's a Hollywood surgeon or dude who does autopsies, and he reads it. He goes, well, it seems like the dude was suffering from scoliosis, so I think that contributed to his suicide, even though Kurt Cobain ate a shotgun. So it's just like, so they go, and it's terrible act, but the scenes alone and the stories that are being told, it's like if I were famous, they don't come to you. They'll go to like fucking like T, not even Richie or Mario. They'll go to T. They're like, yo, DieHard he's fucking mess. He used to get drunk, and they will create a scene based on what T said. But me and T don't hang like that. Like they should have talked to you, but you're like, yo, I'm good. I ain't fucking.
He threw cinnabons on bridge toll booths.
So I've been obsessed with that show, and like I subscribed to fucking that, and there's a shitload of them. Like they had one on Aaron Hernandez. They had like anybody who fucking died.
The Netflix one, yeah.
Anybody who died, even if they didn't die controversially, they were just like, yo, fuck it. The last days of so and so. So I've been hooked on that. But the other thing I've been hooked on for this podcast. So you know how when I was starting this, I was doing watch-alongs, right? Yeah. And like right now, this fucking podcast that we're doing is probably going to run like 3 hours long. That's a big commitment to ask somebody to sit through. So for me to ask somebody to sit to listen or watch me right. watch a movie and fuck that movie up is a lot to ask for. So what I've been doing is like, I'm still gonna do it, but right now I've been going on Amazon Prime, And Amazon Prime has some of the best
riff tracks.
Huh? Wait, what?
Oh, dude, no. The 80s stuff on Amazon Prime.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Yo, I've been watching
something with Richard Hatch. Not Richard Hatch.
No, but the guy from Battlestar Galactica.
Yes,
that guy.
Yes, with dinosaurs and John Saxon was the bad guy.
All right, so yo, I have been fucking hooked. So I'm fucking on Amazon Prime. You know, at night, I gotta smoke a little something, get in my zone, get right. And I'm watching my shit, right? So I'm like, all right, well, what do I want to watch? And I go there. Yo, they got Super Fuzz. They got Kill and Kill Again.
Wait, Super Fuzz is on it?
Yo, you know David Speed with Ernest Borgnine?
Of course.
Dude.
The red.
Dude, every fucking shitty 80s movie that I loved as a kid is on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, it's like the Barbarian Twins was on there.
Which one?
Remember the two guys that they were bodybuilders? They were twins. That they put them always in Conan looking flicks.
Oh, yeah.
That one of them just passed away recently.
He always did?
Yes.
Shit. I thought he was dead already, so no surprise.
No, yeah. Well, one of them.
Yo, so what I'm doing now is I'm doing fucking trailer breakdowns, but the best part is because I'm so fucking hammered at that time of the night. It's the middle of the night. That's why they call it the midnight hustle. That I start watching the thing, right? I'd start with one trailer, but then I rabbit hole because I go down IMDb like, yo, who is this actor? And I'll find other trailers. So I don't know what episode this is of this podcast, the one we're doing right now. The next episode, which is already cutting in the can, is called Lone Wolf Fanaka and the fucking origins of Clubber Lang. Because I started with Lone Wolf McQuade, went down a rabbit hole because I didn't know who the black dude in Lone Wolf McQuade was, found out that he was Leon Isaac Kennedy from Jamal Fanaka's penitentiary. Then I found out that Mr. T and Ernie Hudson are in fucking penitentiary, and Mr. T's a boxer in there. Yo, there's at least 2 hours worth of what the fuck content. Because, yo, I go down these rabbit holes and fuck, it's seriously, I may not have to do watch-alongs anymore. I'm gonna do watch-alongs because these movies, I'm so hooked right now because I want to see a bunch of blaxploitation movies like Black Caesar, Foxy Brown. There's so many fucking movies that are out there, but this has become my new obsession. Is watching these old school trailers because the trailers are so fucking bad. And the last episode I started with fucking Maniac Cop 2, which looks dope, by the way. You remember Maniac Cop?
I remember Maniac Cop. I didn't know there was
the dude, the chin from Tango and Cash, the big head.
Oh, he died also.
Yeah, he died like in 2012 or something like that. So went down a rabbit hole on that. Ended up in a movie called Cockfighter. Yeah. So, dude, I started with fucking Maniac Cop 2. Did a deep dive at the end is like a bonus, like a post-credit scene from Marvel. That's what happened with Penitentiary 2. That other one, though, I'm starting with Maniac Cop 2, and I ended up with some movie called Cockfighter, where it's like some hardcore 70s movie about cockfighting, but the shit is fucking hysterical, dude. Like
it's on Amazon?
That movie's not on Amazon, no. But dude, I'm going out, I'm like, yo, who's in this movie? Who's in Maniac Cop 2? I start breaking down the cast list. I'm like, oh, he's in this? What else was he in? Fucking rabbit hole. It leads me down these paths where I have no idea where I'm going. I land on Cockfighter. Dude, that shit is fucking hysterical. I'm telling you, when you have nothing better to do, just fuck with the trailers. Use IMDb as your fucking companion guide.
I love IMDb, bro. It's like if I'm watching a movie for the second time, I'll go through the trivia section just to keep me invested in the fucking movie, bro. I love that. Dude, watch The Warriors and then go through IMDb at the second time. And you're like,
really?
This is an even crazier movie than I fucking ever expected, man.
Shit, me, dude.
Yeah, dude. The Warriors, there were real gangs on set, both defending and attacking the movie.
Yo,
dude, it was wild. But I've been hooked on YouTube, and I don't know if it's Screen Rant or whoever, but they do top 10 underrated cannibal flicks, top 10 underrated space horror flicks, top 10 underrated vampire flicks. Because I'm not gonna watch all of these things from the fucking 70s.
Right.
But give me the highlights of what I missed. I'm okay. Let me pass the time. That and the true crime stories that keep popping up on Netflix.
Oh, okay.
The short little miniseries stuff. So like the Night Stalker thing, we watched that one.
That's on my list. I want to see it.
Dude,
we got a Latino fucking like supervillain, like serial killer.
That was fucked up what that motherfucker did, bro.
Really? It's good. How many episodes?
Fucked of like 4 episodes. That's the great thing. Perfect. These things are like 4 or 5 episodes. But a companion piece to this is something Netflix just released called Crime Scene. And apparently there's a hotel called the Cecil that is on Skid Row in California.
Okay.
That was a home to serial killers. And the Night Stalker stayed there. Some other rapist, a murderer that came out of like Norway.
It's like the fucking Continental for serial killers. Yo, you can't kill on the property. You can't fuck around here.
Yo, bro. Okay. So Skid Row was like Hell's Kitchen in Manhattan. All right. You know, the dregs of the dregs, right? And then, you know, on one corner could be the nice shiny street, right? That they show in all the tourist pictures. And once you turn that corner, it's just homeless and drugs,
right?
And drug dealers and pimps and all this, right? So, bro, when they talked about, you know, one of the guys who used to jack people in the neighborhood would live there, right? Because it was one of those long-term hotels.
Yeah.
He goes, man, when I was staying there, I never went past the 6th floor. People who went upstairs to the 13th, 14th floor, you never saw them come back down. So, bro, they talked about the Night Stalker one day coming through, and this motherfucker would go to the back of the hotel, strip, walk upstairs, walk up 15 flights to his room, just blood soaked with underwears on, and people just let him go.
They're like, whatever, dude. I've seen worse.
So this series talked about a girl who was a tourist, right? And did she disappear? Did somebody kidnap her? Was she bipolar? I don't want to give up the spoilers or nothing like that.
No, don't. I want to watch this.
But I was hooked. It was Tiger King like. You know, you had like 10 episodes of Tiger King?
Yeah.
And you wanted to know what happened next. And how they went down every rabbit hole in every episode.
Yes.
So they explored every rabbit hole. And so to have them tie in the Ramirez thing and the Night Stalker, I was like, oh, that was cool. Comic. That's a great companion.
That's your next comic. A fucking hotel for serial killers to hide out.
We'll talk later. So anyways, so there's that. And they did the Ripper, who was somebody in England trying to recreate Jack the Ripper murders.
Okay.
Bro, this motherfucker he would kill women. And then, like, if he knew this was a one-way street, or if he knew this was an alleyway, that this was the only way for people to come into, at first he would take the women, after he would kill them, he would position them. So that way, when somebody walked into the alley or drove down the street, the first thing they saw was her dead body, but spread open legs. And the lights would be shining right on her, on her stuff, dude. And it's like, this guy was a sick motherfucker, bro.
Wow.
And how they tracked him down was just the stupidest of coincidences, you know? And you're like, is it really detective work, or is it just fucking luck, you know?
Dude, I've been obsessed with these documentaries. It's short form, because like I can't get into TV shows anymore. It's very hard for me to get. I like I just finished this series. It was a limited series, only one season, called Your Honor with Bryan Cranston on Showtime.
Okay, I heard about it. Yeah.
Amazing storytelling and acting and stuff like that. But I don't get enough of those. I can't commit. Other, you know, if it's WandaVision or Mandalorian, I'll sit through a couple of seasons.
Yeah.
But after a while, like The Walking Dead, I'm giving up on The Walking Dead. I want that shit to come to an end. I'm gonna watch the ending, but I've invested too much, and I'm like, it doesn't do it for me anymore. But like these short documentary series, like there's one coming on HBO this Sunday. It's a 4-part series on Woody Allen and Mia Farrow, and the fucking war they went through, because she's like, yo, she's in the documentary, like, yo, he's a child molester. He fucking married my other daughter. He was diddling the other kids. I'm on that. The Tiger. You see the Tiger Woods documentary?
No.
Yo, dude, like, you watch the first half, you're like, this fucking guy's a god. Then you watch him spin out of control with the sex addiction and shit like that, how it destroyed his marriage. And yo, it's like that Michael Jordan, The Last Dance or something like that.
Yes.
Similar to that, but yo, they got, I don't know if you follow hip hop, but they got that little piece of shit, that Tekashi 6ix9ine, who started
no, but they got the Wu-Tang Clan series.
That's a good one too. Not as good though. It wasn't as good.
Okay.
Of Mikes and Men.
Yeah,
it was like they were holding back a little bit. The TV show that they did, the series they did, was pretty good, because it got more into the story and how these dudes didn't even like each other. Like they were from rival gangs, and fucking like Raekwon was trying to kill Ghostface, and you're like, oh shit. And then you became the Wu-Tang Clan, and like you got really cool and shit like that, and tight. But But yeah, dude, these documentaries, these short form documentaries,
Loving them.
a deep dive, best shit on TV right now.
Like there's something on HBO that me and the missus have been watching called The Lady and the Dale.
I heard about that.
Oh.
Is it good? Was she like the wild scammer?
What I say, the biggest Shylock, biggest hustler ever.
Wow,
bro. So it's not over yet.
Okay.
Right? There's 5 episodes. We just saw episode 3, and you're like, oh, I thought something was wrong. Right? You see this woman, and she keeps saying how she's building a car, and it was a 3-wheel car.
Right.
Right? 2 wheels in the front, 1 wheel in the back, and that was a turning wheel.
Yeah.
Okay. And this indestructible plastic, and she would have kids come down and with a hammer try to break the plastic, and that's what the car was made of. And little by little, you're like, okay, something's wrong. And you're like, she's hiring bodyguards, but these bodyguards were people that just came out of prison. New investors came to the company, and these new investors were people who would wear suits and fedoras and were always smoking cigars. And you're like, that's the fucking mob, the way they were presenting them, right?
Right.
And money kept running out, and she didn't pay anybody by checks. She was only paying the employees in cash. And they had these Japanese investors, and it was going to bring, this fortune coming through. And then you had ABC in California investigating her and stuff like that. And they're like, something is not there. Something is not there. And this woman is 6'2", and she's got California, Miami Beach special woman plastic surgery. When you get too old, you try to keep this stuff together. And then you find out that's not it. She was a man.
What?
She was a transvestite.
Oh,
see,
shit.
Now they make you feel empathy for her because you find out, okay, she did not transition in the 70s.
Right.
Because she was trying to get away from doing a 15-year bid, which is how she found who her bodyguards were, because she did time with her bodyguards.
Oh, shit.
This was a legit thing for her.
Yeah.
She went to Mexico, she snipped her balls. It takes a lot of commitment to snip your balls.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Like, I'm getting a vasectomy, and to me, I was like, just leave the fucking sack hanging.
So you're doing this, and like, okay, she hustled a lot of people out of their money. She was still hustling. She fucked up. She was still hustling.
Of course.
Right?
Not there's no documentary.
And in court, it was kind of fucked up how to razz her in court, they kept referring to her as her real name, her birth name.
Oh, right? They were like, yo, your government name. I ain't calling you Sharon.
Right. So until the judge said, no, what do you want to be addressed as? And she's this. The part that I felt was fucked up with her is, even though she loved her kids, she had 5 kids. Even though she loved her kids, she convinced her kids to shift from calling her dad to calling her mom, and convinced the kids from calling mom to calling her aunt.
Oh, wow. That's fucked up. That's commitment to the role, though.
That's kind of fun. So, you know what I'm saying?
Damn.
So, like, that's why I started to lose empathy, because you know me, don't fuck with kids. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, of course.
There's 2 more episodes left.
Okay.
And you're just like,
yeah, you spoiled it for me. It was on my docket to watch, and I was like, well, now.
Oh, no, bro. The worst is yet to come.
Oh, well, then good. I'm glad you haven't seen those last 2 episodes. Damn, man. Yo, they had you don't have Showtime, right?
Yeah, I got it.
Oh, did you see the Belushi documentary?
Yes.
Yo, that was some good shit. Like, it's funny so get this. I remember when John Belushi died, but I guess my father didn't want to have that conversation with me, like that he died of a drug overdose. Because, like, I remember as a kid, I had seen, for some reason, my father was like, oh, yo, Animal House is on. Let's watch this. You're gonna like this. You're gonna like this movie. I was 3, 4 years old. Blues Brothers and all that other shit, right? So I remember Belushi had a movie coming out on HBO, and they were heavily promoting it, called Continental Divide. And I guess he was trying to be like
remember that from the documentary, right?
So while that movie was playing on HBO, he ended up passing away. And obviously I saw like news headlines and the news was like, oh, Belushi dead, blah blah blah. But I didn't know how he died. My father was like, yo, he died. He choked on a chicken bone. And I was like, what? So I had a fear of chicken bones as a kid. I was like, yo, Belushi went out that way. He wouldn't tell me. I guess you can't have a conversation with a 4-year-old saying, yeah, drug overdose, heroin, he's fucked up. So my whole life I'm just like, yeah, man, it's fucked up. John Belushi died choking on that chicken bone. And everyone's like, what the fuck is he talking about? So I'm watching this documentary and I'm like, oh wait, what? I'm like, when are you gonna talk about the chicken bone? Never
happened, bro.
I'm like, so I called my father up. I'm like, yo, why the fuck did you tell me John Belushi died by choking on a chicken bone? He goes, never fucking told you that. I was like, yeah, you told me that shit.
You lying motherfucker. Just like we learned Mama Cass died from choking on a ham sandwich.
Is that what happened? But she didn't, right?
Oh, she didn't.
You know? Elvis did die taking a shit though, right?
I don't know.
I know he died in the bathroom, but like it would mean so much to me if he was actually taking a shit. And it's like,
no, okay, so I'm watching this documentary on Bruce Lee recently.
Oh, who? Right? Bruce Lee?
Bruce Lee.
Okay.
All right, and okay, you had the illegitimate rumors and stuff that was reinforced by the movie with Jason Scott Lee, the dragon.
Good flick.
It was a haunting of the family and stuff like that. Then you had, that he was doing drugs. Then you had the legitimate stuff of the aneurysm,
right,
which he had, right? So he had a legitimate allergic reaction to some painkiller medication, not like oxycodone, but like an aspirin, a really strong aspirin, right? And he had an allergic reaction to that and caused the aneurysm, and that was it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But apparently, prior to that, he was suffering from heat stroke. So he was editing the movie, and he was in a dark, in a dark room, where you do the edits, not a lot of ventilation, no light, stuff like that. But what I didn't know is Bruce Lee hated to sweat, and he surgically removed his sweat glands.
I heard about that. Yeah.
I didn't know about that, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And this was confirmed by his wife.
Yeah.
Right? He surgically removed his sweat glands. Why would you remove your sweat glands?
Yeah. Fuck.
I mean, I get pit stains. Fuck it,
Yeah.
But that contributed to the heat stroke.
That's a very specific, right? Because you're not releasing the fucking toxins or the sweat or whatever.
No, because when you sweat to cool down.
Right.
So the heat stroke is coming up. Your body's going to kick into overdrive, and you're going to start to sweat. So your body could cool off, and it wasn't naturally cooling off. So that is what led to the second time and the aneurysm that came from the aspirin. I was like, holy shit.
But you know what's funny? You mentioned the Rob Cohen movie, and it's eerie because that movie came out, and like you said, they were like, "Oh, the family's haunted," and he always had the dreams, and especially the last dream where he was like, "Oh, I gotta save Brandon. They come in. The demon's coming after Brandon. The demon wanted his son. He said, take me instead." A year later, fucking Brandon dies the same way. Not the same way, but but on a movie.
No, right, through a curse.
Through a curse, right?
And there's a rule now. There's a rule in Hollywood because of Brandon Lee. Right, and not they unofficially call it the Brandon Lee law or something like that, but it's something that has to do with the blanks in the gun and stuff like that, and double checking and safety procedures. And it's unfortunate that happened with him.
It's crazy though. It's crazy because I remember watching that shit and like, oh man, that's crazy. And then when he died, I was like, yo, they fucking just said that. Like they predicted his death, that the demons came for him, and I was fucking blown away by him. Good flick though, man.
How many movies would we have gotten? He was supposed to be fucking Neo.
What?
Yeah, not Will Smith. They wanted Brandon Lee for fucking Neo. They were saying, dude,
get the hell out of here.
Yes.
You shitting me? Yeah, you know when he really got on my map, he did two. I think was one called Rapid Fire.
Yes.
And then there was another one, Showdown in Little Tokyo with Dolph Lundgren. I was like, he's dope. I was like, I like this dude.
Yeah,
good dude.
Little Tokyo, I think, was before Rapid Fire.
Okay.
Rapid Fire was nice with Powers Booth.
Right. Yo, don't be Powers Booth, Mark. I don't know why. It takes me back to Philip Marlowe, Private Eye.
I think it's because of his name, Powers Booth.
Yo, that's a fucking baller name, though.
That's a great fucking name.
Yo, dude. Yeah, that's something.
Plus him, in Tombstone, forget about one of the greatest westerns ever. I think one of the best movies ever.
Yeah. Dude,
I love Tombstone.
That's a man. If you look at the cast, you're like, yo, that's the cast full of big balls. Even this morning, dude, you got Michael Biehn, You got
Yes.
fucking Sam Elliott.
Yes.
Bill Paxton.
Yes.
Val Kilmer.
Yes.
Kurt Russell.
Yes.
Powers Booth.
Yes.
Who am I? Fucking Jason Priestley, even though he ain't got balls.
No.
Who else we got in there?
Billy Zane.
Billy Zane, yes.
Stephen Lang.
Stephen Lang, that's right, from Avatar. And then the blind guy.
Oh my God. Switchblade. What's his name? Sling Blade.
Billy Bob Thornton was in that?
Yeah. He was super heavy.
Billy Bob was in that movie?
Yes.
Dude, I gotta go look that shit up. I gotta put my IMDb.
Michael Rooker was in that flick.
Mm-hmm.
Charlton Heston was in that flick.
Yeah.
It's never been founded, but dude, there's some guy who's an extra that I swear to God he looks like Hugh Jackman. Dude, it's just remember the scene when they're in the audience throwing tomatoes at Billy Zane when he's in the theater. There's a guy sitting right next to Jason Priestley, and I could have sworn he was fucking Hugh Jackman. But besides him, oh my God, well, the female cast as well was strong, dude.
Dude, that's a great flick.
Great fucking flick.
Great flick. One of the last great Westerns, man. And that was in the 90s. Like, I can't think of anything recent that was strong, like a Western movie. Like, I haven't had a good Western in a long time. Can you think of one?
True Grit didn't. I'm thinking.
True Grit didn't do it for me. With Jeff Daniels? Well, not Jeff Daniels. With
yeah, Jeff Bridges.
Bridges, right.
And Matt Damon.
Yeah, I can't
the
think
Wild
of
West thing. No, Will Smith,
Magnificent Seven with Denzel. I couldn't stand.
Oh, dropped the ball.
Trash.
So bad. I felt so bad for that movie, man.
You know, there
went to see that in the theater.
There was some smaller Westerns that came out. Like, you ever see Open Range with Kevin Costner and Robert Duvall?
I didn't like it. And
you didn't like that?
This kid that was Cassian Andor. What's his name?
Diego Luna.
Diego Luna. Yes. Didn't do it for me.
It's not necessarily a cowboy movie, but it was, I guess you could say, cowboy times. But dude, you ever see The Assassination of Jesse James?
Yeah.
Dude,
by the coward
Robert Ford. Yeah. Good fucking movie, man. Beautiful cinematography, and the score. Oh my God.
Like Unforgiven didn't do it for me.
Unforgiven is strong, man. It's based on the performances, not necessarily the action. Gene Hackman was incredible in that movie.
Yeah. I'm not a Gene Hackman mark.
What? Dude, Gene Hackman's a classic, man.
I know, but he doesn't do it for me.
Nah?
No.
You ever see Crimson Tide?
Of course.
Dude, you want to talk about a fucking acting clinic on a submarine. God damn, that's a good movie.
All of them.
Yeah.
All of them. Hell fucking yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Crimson Tide, solid flick, man.
Good fucking
solid
movie,
fucking
man.
flick. Do you concur? I concur.
Well, what's the name of this ship? USA Alabama. It's a mighty fine ship. Yes, sir. A mighty fine ship.
We're saying that shit for weeks. Shit. You concur? I concur if you concur. Shit, I'm gonna say that I'm gonna run that tonight.
You gonna run that on your lady? You're like, yo, the sloppy top. You concur?
You concur? I concur. If you concur, she's not gonna concur.
She's not gonna concur at all. It's like, nah, man.
She's not gonna concur for the.
I'm gonna sink your battleship right now. Not tonight.
Shit. Speaking of a shitty movie. Oh my God. Battleship. Oh.
Holy shit, man. Well, listen, we've been doing this for a fucking long time, and I don't know if we chopping this shit up, but I guess JD Unstoppable's got to come back. We got to do this shit again, though, right?
Anytime, kid.
Dude, tell me about that channel. Where people gonna go check that out if they make it this far into the podcast.
Yeah, if you made it this far into the podcast, well, then you can.
And you want to see my sexy fucking stubby fingers?
There you go, and nice hairy arms. Find me on JD Unstoppable on YouTube, Unstoppable Comics on Facebook, UnstoppableComics.com, Unstoppable Comics on Instagram, and JD Unstoppable on Instagram.
What about Twitter? You on Twitter?
I am, but I don't frequent it much.
But you gotta get on there, man. That's good networking. There's more people on Twitter than any of these other social media platforms.
I noticed.
Yeah, it's so hard to get followers on there, man. You can put out the best content ever.
I'm tired. Tired.
Yeah, no shit. I know, but that's why we're old, and this new generation of young fucking Thundercats right now are taking over and leaving us in dust. We're becoming irrelevant dinosaurs. We need to
Well, that's
fucking
why I
go out
wanted to
there.
YouTube talk to me. I can't convey stuff in 140 something characters. Right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yo, what titles you got coming up? Like, I haven't been keeping track. What do you got coming out?
Okay, so we've got coming up next is going to be Storm Chasers Volume 2, which collects issues 5, 6, 7, and 8. That's a graphic novel. And then after that, we are going to be releasing the Dark Monster Corner of Unstoppable Comics. And the title is called The Dead Princess Vicky Sticks.
So you finally did that one?
Yeah.
Wait, it's you wrote. I know you wrote it. That's been done, but you have
she's illustrated,
artists
ready to go.
Wait, it's done? I'm gonna read
the
that
first
one.
issue.
I'm gonna read that one. How long before the second issue? What's that? 2026?
That's early. 2032, baby.
Hey man, on a serious note though, I'm looking at the New York versus the World banner back there. What's up with that? We're dead on arrival. Not doing that one no more.
No, we unfortunately lost our artist on that book to a big company. And
oh shit! Well, shout him out, man. Good for him.
Yeah. So Andres Barrero, God bless you, my brother. I can't say the company. I'm sorry. While I'm thinking about it.
You can't say the company?
I cannot.
Because you mad that they took your artist, or because you can't remember what company it was?
Because he told me that I can't say it yet.
Oh, you can't say it like that. You can't you can't.
As I'm saying it, I'm like, holy shit. We had that conversation.
Okay.
I can't say what he's working on.
All right, but you said his name. Shout out to that dude. But how many issues did he do? You only did the one issue, the first issue?
No, we did 2 issues with that, and then he did some Shield of the Interceptor as well.
But what? So you tell me you can't find another artist that draws zombies?
No, we could.
Because this was an anthology. It wasn't necessarily following one character. Why?
No,
how come we can't?
Tell
more stories.
Things cost money, brother.
No, I know things cost money. I know you spending $46,000 on fucking action figures. Fucking
not yet. We're gonna see if it gets.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Did you just not say that your graphic novel is issues like 5 through 12? Didn't those come out like in 2008? So no. I'm just wondering.
No. I got it. I'm
talking about the new content.
No, I got it. You're in post-production on your movie, right?
That's exactly, because I never said I was making a movie.
Oh,
yo, you want to hear a funny story? This is funny because
the music video.
The music video. That's right. Well, it's COVID. Okay. It's COVID. You know what I'm saying? It's just like
yeah.
But yo, so I
MC COVID
a while ago.
Young COVID-19.
I'm talking. This is at least 18 years old. This story. I don't comics. I'm not a comic guy, but I was like, yo, I got this great idea. One of my favorite superheroes, the Punisher. And Jay was working at a local store, and I was like, listen, because we have no money, we're shooting this with no money, not even $100, just no money.
We should have done it. We should have done it.
And I wrote a fucking script that incorporated your location. It would have been a short. It would have been like what, 15 minutes, not even.
We should have done it.
And dude, I wrote a script for the Punisher. Guess what happened? Nothing happened. We would have shot it in black and white. It would have been in the store. It would have been a car chase. It would have been all this other shit. And then the Punisher comes to the alley. You were gonna play the Punisher because you were in better shape back then. And
better shape.
And then we never did it. Then fast forward, I don't know, 15 years later. Then he's like, "Yo, I want you to write on New York versus the World." So I write this fucking baller script. And then
it was a tome and a half.
Dude,
it was great. So huge.
Yo, let's just say that because of the amount of dialogue that was in there, the bubbles would look like you were like, yo, is this New York versus the World? Or is this the fucking dude in Up just floating away with the bubbles?
Yes.
You got a fucking Tarantino movie, you stupid motherfucker. You know my comic readers can't read like that. So.
You did write a Tarantino movie.
But it was good though. That was a damn good fucking issue,
man. If you say so.
Fuck you mean when I say so? I know so, motherfucker. That was a goddamn good fucking thing.
No, yes, if you say so.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of which, Nico came up. He said he has ideas for stories, and I was like, Uncle Jay has a comic company. Wink, wink. So I said, but I was telling him, I was like, yo, if you're serious about telling these stories, why don't you tell in a graphic novel? I will pay for your shit to get published, and I'll just say, hey, Jay, this is the story. Recommend some artists that you think might be interested in a side gig, and then we do it on the Unstoppable Comics banner. So your nephew
if he's serious, I have no problem sending guys your way.
I'll let you know, because it's a matter of motivating 100%. You. He has the dreams, but he doesn't realize it takes work. Everybody wants to be a fucking millionaire. Nobody wants to do the work to get there.
Exactly.
So, but we were just talking about it yesterday. I was like, so what's up? He goes, I don't know. I think
you know what? If he wants to sit down and talk to me before he takes his first step, let's do that. 100%. I'm not. Why?
It's going to be a waste of time because he's never going to do anything. He said he wants to do videos with people in the street. I bought him a rig and all this other shit and the shotgun mic. Never used it, not once. Got him a brand new iPhone 11 with all the 3 cameras and shit on the back. Never fucking used it. On social media, doing all sorts of shit. But I was like, yo, dude, come on, man. You got to start somewhere. When I was your age, I was breaking into the wrestling business. And now here he is, 15, almost 16 years old. And he's like, yo, I want to write. I was like, all right, so fucking write. And whatever you write, we'll polish up. We'll take it to Uncle Jay. We'll print it. I'll put the money out for you. So that way you have something, you go around and say, yo, look, I made this. Basically what you fucking did. You had an idea. You found the fucking artist. You went out there. You're a self-publisher. And you're like, you go around, you trade on your own name. I made this. Show me your body of work. I got 5 issues that I made in 2008. I'm going to re-release it today.
Right? Yeah, here, nothing wrong with it.
So, yeah.
Listen, we joke. How many times has Star Wars been re-released?
Exactly.
How many times has Rocky been re-released?
Damn right.
How many times has The Godfather been re-released?
Dude, and in all honesty, if you think about it, this is no bullshit, man. When you first did it, you don't know what you're doing back then. You don't know if the artist is good. You just got somebody who said yes. And you're like, God damn, now that I know the industry better, now I want to tell that same story because it was such a good story. But let's update the like we talking about action figures, man. We had fucking figures that would just do this shit and like, yo, what if I could upgrade that figure with a kung fu grip and a bending knee and all this other shit and articulation? That's what you do with your shit. So, dude, I fuck with you, but I'm dead ass. Why fucking if people want to see the original story or the origins of your guys, yeah, they may not look as fucking pretty, but that story's still good. It still tells the same story. So fuck it. New artists. That's value, man. So that's what I'm trying to tell him. I'm like, dude, figure it out. Jay's got contacts. He's been doing this shit forever. We do it on the Unstoppable banner. Who knows? This shit might be a hit. I'll take you to the cons once COVID is over. You start signing off on your own shit. You trade on your own names. Do your thing. We got to do this again. We will not. I promise you, people out there, we will not do the fucking comic book economics lecture that we did earlier.
Don't worry, I will. I will. All you got to do is ask.
I don't know, dude, because I got 46,000. But if you break that up by the end, and then the unit price of this, but a percentage of that is
just because you suck in fucking math.
Yeah, completely. Just tell me the bottom line. How much are we making?
Darts game.
That's it.
Come on, man.
My father asked me some shit. I was like, yo, dude, slow down, because I'm running out of fingers. Like, I can't.
You figure you grew up in baseball. You could at least calculate a fucking ERA. You can't even do that.
You would think because I had YouTube, like, yo, man, take a fucking 15 minutes and just watch the thing. How to do percentages and fractions.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh,
that's advanced for you. Yeah. How about a refresher on your multiplication and division?
Long division, forget about it. I ain't even working with it.
Anything that divides past 1, I'm out.
Yeah, I'm good.
I'm done.
Get it. Just keep the change. Okay.
Sounds good.
All right, brother. Do your things. You are sweating up a storm. Clearly, you still have your sweat glands in, but you're gonna explode if you don't take that shit. I'm seeing it, and that's a black shirt, so it's like, but dude, you look like you holding that shit in, and like,
we're packing it tight. Man.
My dude got fucking patelas in his intestines. You gotta take the fucking shit. Oh, yo. All right.
Hey, stop the recording.
All right. That's it. It's the Midnight Hustle. We out.